I'm eating, so I'm not using my webcam. What else? What else? Okay, refresh that. That is broken. There we go. What else? We'll play some Duel. May or may not get the stream blocked. Because I don't. Some Duel songs you can play, others you can't. For whatever fucking reason. Alright, gotta join the chat. There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a fucking better way to show the names of Discord. I don't like that people can just show up with whatever profile picture. Thanks, VA6, for that. Spirit.
Out and beyond this flesh, become human. We are will and wonder about you.
Yeah, I saw that Wolf was also streaming. He lost his channel, which for the 7th time, which we saw that coming. Things are not getting easier. It's just a matter of the dystopian system hasn't found you yet. They haven't gotten around to oppressing you yet. Oh boy. I have not been watching Western Decline. I haven't actually seen any of his solo streams. He seemed alright when I was watching him on Thomas White's streams. Other people value him, and he's continuing to do them on Kick. Which is probably where I'm gonna go whenever this channel gets taken down. Just a matter of time.
This flesh, this guise, this mask, this dream. Wake up, remember, we are born out of one breath, one word. We are all one spark, sun becoming.
X does suck. If the fact that I've been banned from it wasn't an indication, X does fucking suck. It's just a place where Elon Musk has to, well, first of all, he manipulates markets and does promotions for his companies or his friends' companies in exchange for money. And he's also being blackmailed by Israel to promote all of their Zionist propaganda. So yeah, X sucks. YouTube sucks. It's just the biggest platform. I'm streaming on Twitch for now because I don't have my Kick set up. That seems to be where everybody's going. Twitch fucking sucks balls. No, I don't play any instrument. WD says that if you are somewhat important, they set up an entrapment scenario to make you theirs. Something, of course, they first saw in plain sight and eyes wide shut, and with Epstein in recent times. Well, obviously, it's not even really that there's a group that actively entraps you. It's just that most rich people are retarded normies who got lucky. And normies are all depraved, sick fuckers. They're all animals. It's not necessarily that normies are pedophiles, it's just that they'll kind of like fuck anything or rape anything if they can get away with it. They'll kind of like just torture or kill people. They don't do it right now because there will be repercussions, including loss of social status. But you take the training wheels off of them, they're gonna do depraved shit. Like, even if you're a racist, you would recoil in terror at what a normie would do to a race you view as inferior. Like, they don't believe in anything. They'll just do fucking nightmarish shit to people, and they don't even understand why. They want to explore themselves by opening people up in gore and coming inside of them. Don't trust people that are not self-determined on the level that we are. They're still exploring, and that exploration takes the form of depravity. Let's see. I'll play some Hive. Hive album. One of these. The Hives. Who the fuck are these people? Where in the fuck? Hive artist. What, does this album not exist anymore? I guess I should have downloaded it. Now it's gone forever. It really just this one track? That's it? This is it? This is all that's left. Really? Let me try. Welcome to Violence album. You have got to be fucking kidding me. There's no way to listen to this fucking album. I found it, but it's not organized now. Okay. Well, the news is just mostly bullshit. Most of what you're gonna read on Twitter is just gonna be Zionist pedophile crap. It's just gonna be lies. Oh, there is. Oh, okay. Okay, bitch. There is an album here. Yeah, I'm not clicking. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's an hour of music taken care of. If you rise spiritually or economically in any kind of way, the immediate upper of you level people will notice you, make you offer to join them, or immediately you'll be seen as an enemy. It's not even really like secret societies, they're just business cartels that do degenerate shit. If you won't participate in, like, what? The tech cartel, you're going up against Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, the Department of Defense, Israel, you're done. It will just destroy you. I mean, they make money off of fucking inflation. They're not above anything. Anything's on the table. People don't even have to be paid to fucking ruin your life. Normies are sympathizers to them. They'll destroy you because that guy has money. No matter what society does to them, no matter what the system does, as long as the system maintains control over all methods of positive actualization and maintains the monopoly of violence so that you can't negate the system, then the normies will become cattle and submit and attack whatever's vulnerable. And if you stick your head up and start talking about how everything sucks, then you're somebody that can be attacked. They don't even get money for doing it. They just feel better. This is what I was kind of thinking more about. I was writing it down. How the system controls all positive actualization in the world and protects itself against negation from the proles. So the only positive actualization people have access to is through the system. And if they ever want to do anything with a sense of independence, it's usually just bullying. Like, they'll just tear each other apart. They'll just attack each other. It's actually something that immediately spiritual. That you're dealing with the problem of people being of low consciousness. They're still trying to explore themselves by negating people around them. Basically, like, they're defining themselves by attacking you because they can't do anything else. The only, like all actualization, all productivity has been co-opted by the system, which doesn't leave you fulfilled. So to convince yourself that you're free and actual, you have to basically annihilate your peers. Society has been disjointed so that consciousness can't naturally develop in a healthy ecosystem. So people just stay insane and stupid. They learn only what makes them productive to the system. And then any independence is funneled into them attacking themselves and each other. Because I just finished the rough draft of my book, and I was actually just reading more this week about consciousness and recognition in Hegelianism, and it actually does make sense. There's like the master-slave dialectic is basically that two consciousnesses. Well, first of all, I was saying spirit a lot before. The spirit actually develops into more objectivity and knowledge and becomes a consciousness. And then it becomes self-conscious by recognizing itself in other consciousnesses. So, like, there isn't a healthy way for people to gain consciousness. So, like, pretty much this is why people feel pain from, like, not getting attention and being alone. Like I said with the master-slave dialectic, so consciousnesses seek each other out. They seek the world in general, but consciousness is kind of more fascinating to you because you realize that there is like this thing that is being controlled by some kind of spirit that's like you. And then that gives you like a really good insight into what you are. Because up to that point, you were comparing yourself to things like trees, to rocks, to the general world. So you become obsessed with another consciousness, and you start to mutually exchange attention. And then one consciousness they'll try to like mediate with each other in various ways. And basically, if what one consciousness controls, if it controls more things, then it will basically assert its dominance over the other one. And it attains this master-slave dialectic where there is the struggle between the consciousnesses to determine the master and the slave. And even if somebody has been reduced into a slave, the master is dependent on the slave for validation. And this isn't just the social aspect of it. It's also material, because a master needs the slaves to produce things. Produce material things. And ideally, I think ideally you would want to find a greater consciousness than you and uplift yourself to it. Or find somebody who is about equal so that you can accurately measure each other so that you can determine and self-determine. So you can actually uplift your consciousness by uplifting other people. Which, that's a high consciousness thing to realize. Is that these things are me, and I can uplift them. These things will be able to look at me and uplift me if I uplift them. It's just what I realized. Thankfully, my book, like, it's done, but it's only a draft, and thankfully I'm going to proofread it. Because I definitely need to change my analysis of what's wrong with people. Because it's something very spiritual.
Hello?
Sup, everybody's jumping in. Celtic Cat, Exis Mail, and it was Esoteric Gooning. You had another name before.
Oh, this is my per-server profile. I have Nitro. I'm Mindflayer. Yeah.
All right. I was just explaining what I learned in the last 2 weeks, reading about consciousness and recognition in philosophy, mostly Hegel.
That's cool.
Well, we just arrived, so
Damn.
do not try to bore the stream audience too much. Could you briefly explain to us what is it that you learned, if possible?
Yeah, I don't care about re-explaining it. I have to start it from the top. Let me remember. So basically, I was talking a lot about spirits. Spirit is the self-aware reality. Eventually, you accumulate awareness of the world into yourself, that you develop more objectivity and knowledge, that you become a consciousness, which has more concrete, static knowledge. And then you attain self-consciousness, which is also self-determination, by determining the world around you and basically taking it into yourself and making it part of you and uplifting yourself and it. So, consciousness is... We recognize ourselves in things, including trees, the sky, colors, shapes, the world, other humans, obviously, other consciousnesses. Because that's why whenever people don't really have like a fleshed out philosophy, they use analogies. So you say that like the world is like a computer, the world is like evolution, it's like a game. We're like players in a game or actors in a stage. People say shit like that.
But the way you described like consciousness coming to fruition almost sounds like the Ubermensch, but not exerting your will upon the external world, but exerting your will upon your internal world.
To exert yourself on the world, you have to take the world into yourself. Basically, you have to... You have to also think in terms of, like, starting from absolutely nothing, like when you're born, how you've developed over this vast period of time, the complexity of you. This is still happening. So, in order to act on the world, you have to recognize yourself in it. Basically, to be at home within it, instead of it being alien and something hostile to you, you are now part of it in some way, including being able to move through it. So you have to actually internalize the world to externalize it with yourself, like, influenced on it.
Alright.
And basically, what I was saying, like why we seek validation, why people need attention, why people like get lonely and bored, is we seek recognition from things, and we kind of become spoiled when we discover another consciousness. Because recognizing ourselves in trees and animals is good to an extent. Like, if you were raised by wolves, you would be like, I'm a wolf. Like, you would be a kid raised by wolves.
Yeah, and the wolf is like this only external, independent being that you've experienced.
Okay.
So you relate to that and think you're a wolf.
Yeah, you,
I'm just... Pardon.
You internalize...
If I could touch...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm just thinking, because of the fact then that I just hopped in to see what you're doing, probably just to talk about World of Darkness, and I just see you talking about Hegel and all that shit. I can see why, of course, Major Ascension might be your favorite World of Darkness game. It is probably the best designed and most well thought out of the World of Darkness games, probably next to Vampire. But regardless, what I was also thinking, I was about to ask you, do you think, of course, my philosophy might be a bit fleshed out? Though, pretty much, I guess I haven't explained it all too much to you.
You might be dependent on, like, analogies a bit. Like, Mage is, I developed a metaphysics through Mage for a while until I moved on to philosophy. Because, Mage is philosophical. It reveals to you that there are abstract things happening regardless of the aesthetics around it. But, enlightenment isn't the ability to bend reality, it's to, well, I guess they kind of do that. You pretty much just... Because mages kind of... In Mage the Ascension, they internalize the fact that they can bend reality, and then they're able to externalize that. They acquire freedom through this law of physics, but it's not actually... Metaphysics is the thing. Mages in Mage the Ascension are not practicing metaphysics. Like, they're not transcending physics. What they're doing is part of the physical world. They're rarely ever doing philosophy.
Pretty much as opposed to the antediluvians and Vampire, of course, where they are largely quite metaphysical, especially with Macau.
That's, Mage is a good step it definitely taught me some things, but like actual, and you move on to like actual philosophy, and you realize that like magic, like anybody can bend reality, and they have ways of doing it through Celtic druidism or African animism or science or Abrahamic faith. It's all just like they're all just sciences. You're just doing science.
Everything.
But
What I was, since I largely can see where you're coming from, I do think that Gnosticism and Platonism are probably two of the earliest examples of that, at least within the West, of course, within the West. Sort of a Gnosticism being ultimately a sort of this great refinement of Platonism, though. Pretty much just a complete fleshing out of it, though, despite the Neoplatonists, especially under Plotinus, of course, being largely created to oppose the Gnostics.
Well, Gnosticism comes the assumption that the world is evil and that monism is true.
Not all of them, though. Sort of it, you would be thinking about Stephians and Basilidians. Largely the more mainstream sects, such as the Valentinians, believe it more so to be of an ignorant deity. A flawed, ignorant deity, of course, that has sort of created a world, though, or at least one ruled under by a pseudo-deity, though, that is flawed and ignorant. So sort of to explain, of course, with a broken and fallen world, but rather instead of the Christian one, where sort of the world itself is fallen, though, because of the first sin involving Adam. The world is flawed because its creator is flawed, though. So largely, it's a bit of an inversion of the traditional Abrahamic sort of a view, of course, that God himself is sort of a perfect being, of course, that has given a piece of himself or theirselves to us in the form of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Well, that's pretty much Christianity, but still then. Gnosticism, especially the Christian Gnostic sects, are very close to that, but I don't really think that many of them are entirely like that, though. Sophia is obviously...
Like,
and
I'm sorry to... Oh. I'm sorry to, like, cut you off, Bucko. I'm really sorry. But, thanks for the explanation. Me, myself, I don't subscribe to, like, monism or monotheism or Abrahamism. I focus more on what was the European traditional view of spirituality, where there isn't, like, this one supreme God that necessarily created the world and rules over it. Like, I don't believe in
the concept of a supreme God came from Plato, though, and the Jews, of course, before that, largely so, from much of the Bronze Age, they were more close to sort of a traditional pagans. Yahweh, the Abrahamic God, was sort of a closer vote to a traditional pagan thunder god than anything. Before they were later on, of course, this probably through Platonism, which they might have stolen from, of course, this taken that and turned it into a monotheistic religion, though.
And the
I would
oldest, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know, like, it's up for debate to me if it's Old Testament Judaism or Zoroastrianism for what was the oldest monotheistic religion or tradition. You could make an argument for animism, but animism isn't monotheism in how we normally think of it.
actually,
the oldest one in the world? That's hard to say, though.
Zoroastrianism is usually called the oldest monotheistic religion.
it definitely,
That's documented.
yeah, it definitely precedes Judaism, and not just Zoroastrianism, but Zoroaster himself comes from a Persian cult that's prehistoric. where they basically practice much of the same stuff.
Yes, buddy. Yeah, so chances are about Judaism would have probably been I would probably more so instead subscribe that Jews probably stole more from Platonism, though, especially, of course, with the heretical sect that we know as, I think they named it after sort of a word to mean anointed with stuff and all that. It was used in the Odyssey. I think it's called Christus. This close well. They call themselves Christians.
Well,
They're very
Christ
fun.
means Messiah, so
Christ, well, no, not really, though. Christ means to be anointed, though. Actually, largely, I think with butter or maybe some sort of substance, though. Largely, it was originally used in the Odyssey. Odyssey, though. Sort of at the Logos, of course, before it was adopted by Plato and then eventually stolen by the Jews and Christians, well, specifically Christians, though. Sort of to mean the word of John, I think, or describe the word of John, I think. It largely just meant, of course, the word, but more so as a function with how the word itself works, though. Largely being, of course, a completely dynamic and ever-flowing world. Kind of like a fire. So I guess then, to Tab's, though. Was it 2 daggers, though? Heraclitus's philosophy might be incomplete. Well, maybe not. I might be getting that wrong. I was just making a joke. Since Heraclitus largely esoteric philosophy is sort of how the world itself works, is similar to that of a flame. It's sort of where it's not necessarily sort of the exact same static object over and over again. The same thing is also with a river too.
I have to agree with Dude in the chat. A Dagger solo stream is better, but I do love listening to retards debate. 100.
How rude.
Dude, like, I've had dude, I was a Thomas White coaster type. I've had much worse insults than that, don't worry.
No, this is definitely... It's definitely not like a blood sport. I mean, like, I've only gone off on people for real, like, a few times.
I don't even have it really...
What is that 140-year-old guy? A 140-year-old idiot that he's just gun off of, right? A trucker?
MGTOW, cowboy, or as I call him, Zogtow Soygoy.
Yeah.
He's their favorite punching bag these days.
When I asked him about National Socialism, he responded by saying, asked him what his opinion on National Socialism, he goes, well, white people deserve to be replaced, they won't get off their phone.
Yeah.
So
I was actually reading a bit more about something called negative liberty, which is what individualists are obsessed with. They believe that liberty or freedom is basically when you're not restrained by anybody to do whatever you want. They don't comprehend positive liberty or positive freedom, where we actually determine through what are we free, which is not only the market and money.
my dear friend Hudson had a great video on negative and positive liberty. It was on his first channel. Maybe I could add on to re-upload and send it to you, Dags, but he explained the whole concept and how he thought it was questionable at best because that asserts like people have complete domination over their own will and what they choose to do, when in my experience most people are just whims to their urges, their biological urges.
Yeah, many of them are just I guess they're sort of just a bunch of primal brains or grunt retards.
No, they're soulless. That's
Wow.
the main issue.
That's another way of saying that, yeah.
There are
They're just
levels.
fucking
They're
retards,
Hylics.
that's it.
At this point, I'm going by levels of consciousness now, and I believe that in the ideal society. I posted in Spirit where it shows like the how does it go? It was Hegel said that history moves in stages of freedom. And so he says, the Oriental world, only one is free. The classical Western world, some are free, but limited by the institution of slavery. The modern world, which all are free, recognizing that man, as man, is free. And then, in my book, I say the magic world, all are free to attain higher freedom. They are granted legal freedom proportionate to their level of consciousness. The less conscious are beholden to the more conscious. The more conscious are less materially inhibited by the less conscious. And if you just give everybody equal rights, most people do not understand the world enough to be free. Like, they don't even have the level of self-consciousness to actually be free in a civilized society. So
Correct.
It just culminates into degeneracy.
So literally just Aristotle. So this is literally just Aristotle's natural slave. Yes.
Yes, completely. This is why libertarianism would not work. If it happened tomorrow and we were living in such a system, it would fail. Because most people don't have what's required on a genetic level.
You can either have
You're sort of just bringing. You're proving into why the Nazis are right about everything.
Well, dude, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Of course the Nazis are right about everything. Do you know who... I don't think you've been around our corner or understand the kind of corner that Celtic Cat and I hang out on. We know each other. We've been blazing up Uncle H for quite some time now.
It's either you can have a totalitarian state ruled by chuds or bagels, or you can have a tyranny of the bottom up.
Well, there is no... there's always going to be a tyranny, which is... I also think that maybe like genes play into it to an extent, but we have to deal with the fact that there are people genetically similar to you who are also low conscious. That you're dealing with like a problem that they are unable to determine the world to the extent that they can become self-aware.
Yeah,
Well,
you gotta be that
retards
Noir. Be that Noir.
Well, yeah, obviously, Ben. Of course, Ben. I'm sorry, I sort of haven't been around your circle long enough. Though I guess I might have to say that we're both quite similar, though, and that we both sort of believe in eugenics somewhat, though, and are sort of have some points, though, have some beliefs that would align with that of the NSDAP.
So I haven't seen you around before. Your username doesn't look familiar at all, and neither is your PFP.
It's a profile PFP, actually. I'm Mindflayer. You could go on it, though, and see that it's me.
Yeah, I've seen you on a DAGS and I think a Wolf stream before. I know I've talked to you before.
You did. I think we did,
Yeah.
yes. We talked a couple of times. This is probably one of the few places on Discord where I generally do feel enjoyment out of interacting with people. Most Discord servers have like the people there just be utterly fucking retarded and subhuman.
But like me and Excess Mail, our crowd, we just don't like one thing that'll make us more angry or hostile towards you is primarily your refusal to address a question or a
Yes.
issue in society, but then also we don't like anti-racist, anti-white type people as well.
I put my foot down.
Shit libs.
I specifically put my
for the
foot
Reddit.
down when somebody is like both a Zionist and is in favor of mass immigration, and I just ban you instantly.
Yeah, it's like
it's definitely anti-Semitic, so it's fine.
Well, it's like that Vril guy. His name's Vril with the A10 Hyperborean Chad.
I know.
But he's half black, says Obama's based and immigrants are good.
Yeah, people come into these spaces like worshiping capitalism and productivity and saying, yeah, natives should be replaced by immigrants because immigrants work harder. And it's like, when you say that, you're dead to me. I know you're a subhuman, like mentally.
was a good thing I fucking hate the capitalism though, and immediately became initially a socialist, or pretty much some sort of Marxist adjacent person before becoming a full-blown Nazi. At least something close to a Nazi though, because of my hatred of capitalism. It makes sense too, of course, that much of Adolf Hitler's anti-Semitism largely is derived from his anti-capitalism too.
Well,
hmm
capitalism and communism are just two sides of the same Jewish shekel.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
neither are going to work.
Well, it's not
All the public
about
mass.
it's not about one or the other for me. Like I said, it's about knowing what they are, objectifying them, turning them into an object, and using them accurately. Like it's not about in order to fight capitalism, you need to religiously place blind faith in some other system. That's not the way. Like we just
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Dags. You continue.
there's just a distinguishment between private ownership and public ownership, where institutions function more optimally, not driven by selfish pursuit, where that nobody owns it.
Yeah. Mindflayer, I'm not upset you or nothing, but like the way your voice sounds, have you ever pretended to be like a woman on a Discord call before?
No, this is me drunk. Thank you.
Okay, like
I'm
well,
not
like
actually
there's
drunk,
this
though.
there's like this
Hard as
troom
shit,
that
though.
me, Excess, and
Mike Fauci.
another guy you don't know, Misa, had an experience with one time, and you sound similar to the person with the voice changer. And I assume you
That's
haven't been
awful.
involved in
That
any
is
sort of zesty activity.
I'm not really involved in any zesty activities whatsoever on
Okay.
Discord or on Twitter or anything like that, though. Mainly
Yeah,
due to the fact that many of the trannies over there are just fucking insufferable and stupid. So no, not
Yeah,
really.
you just had like a lisp, man. Like I was just checking because you've had.
If you want to say that I sound gay, go ahead. Just say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Like there's guys that sound gay and they have a zesty voice in my server and they're not gay. So that's what I was just.
Well, I'm not a gay.
Asking.
I'm a heterosexual. There, Evan.
Okay, good. Like
You
there's
have a bit
some
of an
zesty
accent.
sounding.
Where are you from?
Oh, mate, I'm from the Southwest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I mean, not quite. I'm not in Arizona or San Diego. I'm just a little bit north of that.
North of that? Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Can't really, maybe, I'm trying to think of something though.
I'm in the Rockies. I'll put it that way.
You're in the Rockies, so somewhere in New Mexico probably.
No, I am so glad I do not live in that shithole. Not New Mexico.
Oh, man.
North of that, and not that far from the ocean.
Not that far from the oceans. Fuck me.
Yeah, I could probably
You're
get
making
there
it
in
hard for me.
about 10 hours driving.
About 10 hours. What? Do you live in Utah?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
He beamed you,
Unfortunately.
dude. He's got his Fed contacts that already geolocated you, Excess.
It's over.
Well, if they
I
really
bet
want to
you live
come
in Salt
get me,
Lake
they
City.
can come get me. You know, I just don't know what they're going to charge me with, unless
An
they're.
Israeli
We're going to charge
IBC
you
on its way
with any
to.
odd beautiful France folks and the BBC. You're going to be charged with not looking at BBC. And you'll be sent to the nigger rape prison. Sorry, kiddo.
Easy.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah.
a good thing that I got my little stash of cyanide pills right here with me, because they can't be picked up by a metal detector. A dog isn't going to smell them and alert the cops.
Cool.
So, even if such
Better
a
to be
scenario
dead
occurred,
than black.
I'd be checking out. I'd be done. You know, I'd be doing what Uncle H and Heinrich Himmler did. They apparently used cyanide pills.
I be popping them pills like Heinrich.
Popping them pills like Heinrich.
Better to be
Yeah,
dead
fuck yeah.
than black. Okay, so moving on.
I'd be going to the percetration camp.
The BBC concentration camp.
The percetration camp, dude. I remember when I was in high
Okay,
school, there's this dude that claimed, there's this black guy. He claimed that like he had a pit bull that had tattoos on its stomach. Of course, he never produced pictures. But he claims pit bull had tattoos on its stomach. And one of the other black guys said, "How you give them tattoos? Like a pit bull, as soon as Neil gets near, it's gonna bite you, dude." He goes, "Oh, we gave it a couple Percocets and it fell asleep. We tattooed the pit bull." And it's like, dude, you get a pit bull Percocets, it's either gonna die or puke them all up and be sick. Like, you're not giving a pit bull perks.
Well, sucks to be you. I mean, you do live in the Southwest after all.
Well, I live in the Southeast. I'm in the South.
Fuck, I'm confused with some other guy. Sorry. I live in
Yeah,
Oklahoma. Moving on.
Oklahoma.
We know another
Yes,
gentleman that's a tornado cell.
Oklahoma?
Yeah,
I
I'm a
never
tornado
considered
man.
Oklahoma the Southwest. I thought that was the south end of the Midwest, but okay.
Yeah, he's
It's
in the
Southwest.
server, and he's in my server and Wolf's server as well. You know Mexis, well, he's in Oklahoma, so I don't know if he's told you.
Actually,
Yeah, you're talking about Austin.
No, we're Southwest. No, we're Southwest. Moving on.
Actually, used to play tabletop with one guy from Oklahoma, and he was basically like Judge Holden. He had no hair on his body. He was really fat.
What the fuck?
Is
Judge
it
Holden?
obese albino?
He was
Yeah, what's going on?
he was a very fat dude he had like OCD, so he was obsessed with hygiene, and he would constantly shave off or wax off all of his body hair, including his face and head.
What the hell, dude? What an
Bro
interesting person.
if he was an albino, he'd really be Judge Holden maxing.
He'd be the judge, actually. He'll be, I bet he'll be probably like Dave Strider's creepy old uncle.
You know what's odd is you only hear about albino people in terms of black people, but I've never heard of like a white albino or a Latinx albino or an Asian albino.
Me neither.
Is- 'cause
Don't
you-
think I've seen a single case.
I've never heard of it. Whenever I hear albino, I think of like a black person.
Well, apparently,
Whenever I think of an albino, I just think of like a really pale dude with white hair and red eyes, like Mr. Strider.
yeah, that's what I think an albino white person is. It's just an even whiter person.
You know?
Yeah, because albinism isn't race specific.
Yeah.
Like I
Albinism
saw an
is
albino rabbit and an albino raccoon before.
Albinism is just a mutation. That's it, then.
Yeah. Well, they have no pigmentation. That's why, like, if they have hair, it's white or silver color.
Whenever
They
I
have
just
red
think of
eyes.
albinos, yeah, I just think of Dave Strider. I don't know. Maybe because he also he's like a character also from the Southwest.
Dude, who's that fucking half black albino rapper? What is his name? Logic?
I don't
Logic's
know rappers.
albino?
He's like half white, half black, and he's albino. He had that famous song. It was like the phone number to the suicide hotline. Was the title of it?
I thought Logic was like an Italian boy from like the Northeast, but
No,
maybe
like
I'm confusing him
he's
with someone
half
else.
black. He is half black, and I think he's
Oh
albino.
my god, that's so funny.
Because he
Okay,
claims
that's
to be
pretty funny.
half black, and like I think he had a. What is he had a white mom and a black dad?
Ew, race mixing.
Yeah, it's getting cringe as always.
That's the correct answer you just gave, by the way. Esoteric.
Sterilize them or euthanize them. Yes.
Race
What do you
mixing,
think?
2 thumbs down.
Hey guys, how's it
It gets all
going?
my thumbs
Sup,
down.
Wolf?
Hello. Who is? Oh, hello, Wolf. My good friend.
I
We're
just
talking
ended my
about how disgust. Oh, you could go on.
No, I just ended my first stream of my new channel.
Amazing.
Well, Slumbers live stream 110, and I'm just hanging out with you, I guess.
You've been getting ransacked lately. Like, you've been getting destroyed.
Really, me?
Yeah, you set up a new channel, and it looks like they fucking took it down within, like, a couple days or something.
Yeah, it reminds me when I got my first channel banned. I made a second channel that was banned in 2 weeks.
Oh damn.
So,
Yeah, you gotta lay low after the first ban.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying not to get banned right now by not saying retarded shit on stream.
Just even
no
though
slurs,
we all know
no fed posting.
it's fine, then
Just
I
be,
will instead simply be very nice and kind by instead just referring
Benjamin
the-
Netanyahu is the greatest world leader in all history. We love Israel. Donald Trump's the greatest president of all time. JD Vance is based.
JD Vance is so fucking
You know,
based,
it's-
especially whenever he bases his politics off of Lord of the Rings.
We
I
love
it when the most
capitalism.
overrated.
I want nothing
fucking
more
love it.
than to work 80 hours a week for $2 a minute. Well,
Yeah.
$2 an hour, I mean.
the tedium is like you're allowed to say Zionist and talk about Zionism in place of other words, but if you say Zog, that's a slur. So if you say an acronym, so if you say one word that's part of the acronym, that's fine. If you say the acronym, that's a slur.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I figure like a T dash D, you know, like that could be a slur, but it's so odd because like I say that so much on my streams, even in my videos, and videos seem more likely
Perhaps
to get hit
instead
than
of
streams.
saying COC, we just should instead just simply say Zionist occupied government. There we go.
That's the occupied government.
The bagel, long nose, sunny hat man,
well,
government.
like I said before, they are fairly up to date on slurs. So saying long nose does not trick them, and saying Pajit, they know that is also a slur to them now.
Yeah, I would say like
Well, that sucks.
Bagelite on my videos, but you probably gotta get
No,
more
I just
creative
simply
with
call
it.
them. Why not just instead just simply call them goblin gnome hybrids?
Well, I know Synthetic Man on his streams, he calls them Space Toucan.
Well, there's actually I heard somebody suggest on poll that David Icke, the guy that was talking about reptilians, reptilian is code for that which he's
Them.
not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I've heard that too
It has been-
years ago.
Reptilians have been associated with Jews for a long time.
Well, I didn't say they were associated with the Jews. I was saying
Just
that
the powers that be, but don't want to be named. Got it.
I remember there's that famous story like 2 years ago where a guy did one of those DNA tests for your heritage on his pet lizard, and it came back like 70% Jewish.
We all know that Jews are just creepy monsters from outer space.
I don't think that. I don't know anybody here that thinks that.
I was just making a joke. No, they're obviously just a
that's-
bunch of android degenerates in the Levant.
I'm sorry to like derail for a moment, but I see a guy in chat typed. He was asking me what's the gateway from a ghoul to zesty. I would say I was wrong in saying all zesty cells are goon ghouls when all goon ghouls are zesty cells. I think it's the other way around.
What
I
the
think
fuck are you
he is-
talking about?
You don't know? You ain't caught up on what a goon ghoul is, dude?
Is that like, what is that? Is that like a chronic masturbator who's been fed a little bit of vampire blood or something?
A goon ghoul would be somebody who is completely incapable of controlling their urges that the appendage between their loins gives them.
So is it a
And-
chronic, disgusting masturbator? Got it.
Just DM Hollow Gonzalo in the server.
Oh
for
no, don't
more
do
than
that.
5 minutes.
You'll
You'll
regret
get
it.
you'll get the gist of like what a goon ghoul is, because he's he's like the archetypical example of it. Like
Don't
goon
DM him
ghouls-
though.
I think I talked to him before. He's like, is it
What?
the guy with the goofy profile pic or the anime one? I forgot.
Okay, let me catch you up on this, okay? Because this thing's he's done and this goon ghoul stuff. All right. Well, no,
Trust
I
me,
won't go
brother.
into detail because it is disgusting. But if a tree had a hole in it that looked like a female reproductive part, a goon ghoul would
Pound.
indulge himself in that. A
Would he
goon
jack off to it
ghoul,
or would he fuck it?
a goon ghoul would do things to a child just because the child is around. They get an urge, not because they're necessarily attracted to children. They would do
What the
things
fuck?
to a man, they would engage in like homosexuality because they have the urge to I got a goon, not necessarily because they're actually a homosexual is attracted to men.
I was actually
Specifically.
talking about this earlier. I was saying that like low conscious people, they're not necessarily like pedophiles or gay. They're just kind of animals that will, fuck anything. Like if
Yeah,
the
like-
child is there and there's no immediate indicators that something will, give them repercussions for whatever they do, then they'll do
No,
it.
it's like a bunch of the psychopathic Amerimats. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like a zesty cell would engage in homosexuality with a man because they're attracted to men or like boys, whatever it is. A goon ghoul would engage in homosexuality because I got a goon. So like they would do it with like a little boy to a 70-year-old racially ambiguous, obese, tatted up grand. Like they'll do it with if you leave like a goat or you leave like a fucking like mouse around them unattended, they're gonna try to rape the mouse.
These people, a lot of people, they're slightly more conscious that they can blend into society, and it manifests in other ways. But like a low conscious person will just bang kids, animals, old people, walls with women drawn on it.
So, in other words, I was wrong. All goon ghouls are zesty cells, but not all zesty cells are goon ghouls because I'll say it's Critters. Critters was not a goon ghoul. He had a legitimate attraction towards transgender
this
women
ain't-
and boys.
Listen, we can all we don't need all of these bizarre internet neologisms. Just call them all Action T4 candidates. That's it.
Did you guys see my stream at all, or the beginning of it?
Today,
I'm
no.
sorry, Wolf. I didn't watch it. I didn't hop on. I was kind of busy today. Then I saw Dags was streaming, so I hopped on here.
All right, I'll probably stream tomorrow, so it's all good. Unless we're still doing the, are we doing the Brother movie reviews soon? I heard you need a new computer.
I'm really sorry, Wolf. We'll try to do it next week. I gotta work tomorrow, and so far this week I've worked 62 hours Monday through Friday, and I need to like network with the other people that are my usual cohort for movie reviews.
Yeah.
Like I'm really sorry, and like I just been so retardedly busy.
That's
And
cool.
I'm going to go to work tomorrow with a fucking bomb vest on
That's cool, man.
at this point. In Minecraft, I would never do such thing IRL. I do not condone illegal activity or violence. That
Yeah.
That's
is
really cool.
heckin' bad. Violence is like transphobic, anti-immigrant. White people deserve to die. Black people are the Ubermensch race. I would never do
Well, I
heckin'
fucking love
illegal
niggers. I fucking
things.
love them so
I
much.
was going to stream today, so I was recording I'm proofreading my book, and I was going to stream anyway, so I really didn't want to look at anyone else's stream.
Yeah, I'll be streaming
Yes, you
tomorrow evening though, as usual.
I'll hop on.
Yeah. And also,
I kinda
Wolf,
want to
your new channel that you made last night, I made a post on my YouTube
Oh, thank you.
shouting it out. So, just to let people know.
I
mean,
appreciate that, Celtic Cat. I already got a
welcome.
letter saying that they might get rid of it in June, so it's whatever. I have 3 accounts, so it's like, good luck finding me.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'll try to help you out where I can, Wolf, and you're welcome to hop
Appreciate
on the
ya.
stream tomorrow if you want.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, I also made a post, and your new kick links in the text scrolling across the bottom.
Oh, thank you. I'm probably not going to use Kick all that much, though.
Speaking of which, I kind of want to go and tell you something real quick, Daggers. I kind of want to see your old Nafandi thread on Twitter, right? Since I liked it so much.
I don't know, I guess I finally deleted my Twitter, so I can't even. It's not even in read-only mode anymore. But
No, it's fucking over.
I mean, it's a
So
pretty.
Thomas White hasn't streamed in months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever Thomas streams again, me and a couple other people are just gonna go in there and rage out on him.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Dismal did on his first comeback stream on his 3rd channel.
Yeah, we're gonna throw tomatoes at the man, basically, all at the same time. Just kidding, just kidding. I wouldn't do that to him. I have too much respect for Thomas.
But Thomas, if I know Thomas is watching or going to listen in the future, because I saw him in the chat earlier saying Dags is great, but he's not racist enough. But
Oh,
I'm not really.
Thomas, you need to come back. I know what you're doing. You're sleeping with your roasty. You're golfing. You're at the casino all the time. You're drinking fucking beer in your house all day. You don't have a job. Where you getting money? I don't know, Thomas. I don't know where you're getting fucking money from. Sitting in your house, drinking your beer, eating your unsalted peanuts.
all the informant
roasting.
checks cleared.
Like, Thomas, you need to get together, Bucko.
What
You
are
need
we?
to figure it out.
What are we doing
Yeah.
here? What are we doing
Yeah,
here,
what are we
Thomas?
doing here, guys? Like, back the truck up. Like, hold on. Like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
Thomas, you
We're
need to
acting
quit
like
holding the
losers.
phone. Thomas needs to quit holding the phone. He's been holding the phone on us for far too long.
He hung up the
there's a
phone on
frog.
us.
There's like I just see a frog right here, down here, because I'm like, okay, so I'm outside this house though, because I'm for my sister's graduation tomorrow, and I'm just walking around while pretty much it's at night, and I just saw a frog just pass by.
Your sister's graduation, is she graduating high school or college?
She's graduating college.
Oh, is she older than you?
Yeah, she's older than me.
Oh, okay.
Bro got the roasty older sister. It's over.
Yeah.
All my sisters are older than me. Thank you very much.
Oh, are you like
Damn.
the only boy in your family, or?
Yes.
Okay, you're
so
probably
much-
the
yeah.
youngest. You're probably the youngest, aren't you?
Yes. Thank you.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It's always like that. It's always
Well-
like that. I swear.
Maybe,
Like what?
maybe Western decline was incorrect. Maybe having an older sister doesn't prevent you from being an incel.
No, 'cause I have
It
3.
can. It can, but it's not like an absolute or universal. Like if she's in your life and she's not mean to you, having an older sister is an in to not be incel. But she has to actually, take the initiative.
Most older
She's doing her own-
sisters aren't looking out for their younger brother.
white families, they're not. A white older sister isn't gonna, in most cases, isn't gonna do anything. If you're a Mexican, if you've got a Mexican older sister, then that's a different ball game being played. Mexican girls who have a younger brother that's not paired up yet, they usually go up to bat for the kid in some way. They don't dog on their brother. They usually say, "Oh yeah, no, you gotta be my brother. Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's great."
Well, Amerimuts are, especially ones, of course, that pretty much been in a Jedified and nigrified shithole society, are sort of just all brainless, soulless subhuman degenerates. So Amerimuts are bound to be antisocial and disgusting and selfish, though, which is kind of why 99% of all Amerimuts kind of deserve to be put into a grinder. That's it.
Okay, so TAD, total Amerimut death.
Truth nuke.
I mean, I would gladly die if it meant all Americans would die.
So based in
Oh, me too.
I too.
Oh, I would do the same thing. Yeah, if taking myself out meant I took out all the problematic people, then I think that's a fair trade-off.
I would I would vote for Chinese occupation over any political group that will ever be legitimized by our system.
Well, I guess
believe
this
sort of
was
it's-
right then.
Oh shit, my phone's almost dead. Alright, see ya.
So yeah.
Marble Tomb says, I'm 99% certain that Thomas owns the house he lives in and makes money by having roommates.
He does. He does own the house he lives in.
Yeah, that's the general theory.
He's told me a couple times that it's his house. As his name is on the paperwork.
Yeah, as far as I know, his house is paid off.
Yeah.
I'm correct.
Yeah, what I'm curious about though is like he says that he hasn't worked in years. So I mean, how does that work exactly? I mean, with a house you gotta that just comes with costs. I mean, even if you own a house, you basically still have a mortgage, I believe. You still have taxes and all that shit.
Just getting those FBI informant checks. Saved them up.
FBI informant checks. Yeah. I mean, let's hope not. I hope that's not what happened. I hope I didn't get got by them by finding Thomas. Here's his channel.
I'm not saying that happened, but if it would definitely be very tempting if they offered you like $2,000 a month to snitch.
Oh yeah, right.
What's up, North?
Hey. How's it going, Wolf?
Nothing much. I just completed my first stream of my channel today.
Yeah, I saw that I saw YouTube delete your main account, which sucks.
Mm-hmm. But they're not gonna stop me.
Nope.
Just keep archiving shit because they're gonna delete everything eventually.
I think like the stream I did today, I kind of kept my... I kept it pretty PG, I didn't really say anything bad. There wasn't really many guests. There was JC tried to come on, but he was muted the entire time because his mic didn't work, and Javelin came in and he said the whole, I'm a depressed ethnic cell, and like, okay. And then I just was going around the game, just looking at the hot NPCs and fighting zombies till I ended the stream.
I pity Javelin. I really do. I do feel bad for him. He's probably one of the most sympathetic characters I've seen in the entire Black Pill space, and I've seen some pretty miserable people, sticking around here.
What are his issues again?
Well, he does have a YouTube channel where I think it goes into like the personal stuff a bit, but it sounds like I mean, basically his family hasn't really done anything for him. He couldn't really do anything socially or academically or practically with school. He actually thinks that he has a potential lawsuit against the state because of how poorly treated he was in the school system, which I think is interesting. I don't know if that will land. I don't know if it will work, but it actually might be sound because the public school is the state, and if the state fucks up and you can prove it, then you could potentially win some serious money. But yeah, he's in his late 20s. Very, very depressed, very kind of empty, doesn't know what to do, doesn't even have hobbies from what I can tell. He has like some ideas of what he would like to dabble with. So yeah, no, it's not pretty. I'll just say that much. He doesn't even have, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think he even has like a single in real life distant friend or anything like that. I at least have distant friends from high school who, like they will text me, call me sometimes. I have an older sister who texts me and calls me sometimes. We don't really spend me and these people. We don't spend time together, but I at least have some semblance of a social lifeline. This kid doesn't have, he doesn't have anything like that.
Well, that's kind of common in this sphere, I think. And I think a lot of the guys here are like some type of like have autism or have something else going on mentally, like a personality disorder. That it's pretty common from what I've seen.
I don't think the autism rates in the community are that high. I would say that rates of I hate using this term as it's kind of soyed out, but like rates of depression are obviously pretty high. Rates of failure to launch syndrome are pretty high, but actual textbook autism, I don't think there's that many people around here who fit the description. It's arrested development more than autism, because like so many people talk about not obviously not having a girlfriend, but it's like even worse than that. When they recount their high school or college experiences, they weren't even like integrated socially into anything. Like forget dating, like these people weren't even around their peers doing anything. So I mean, it's kind of just like being an isolated background noise wallflower sort of character, and if that goes on year after year after year after year and you never break out, then it does have compounding ramifications that are pretty biochemical. You need to do certain things at certain ages to really grow and become an adult, and have self-actualization. Now, I've missed out on certain things. I think that's why I still feel not really my age. I'm going to be 31. I feel like a kid still, kind of, I still got that boyishness in me, that 18, 19, 20-year-old boyishness, even though it's faded away. And like Celtic Cat has told me that he also feels like he's on Arrested Development, even though he's well, I mean, he can comment on his personal experience, but that's what I think it is, more so than autism. It's some kind of socially imposed, externally imposed arrested development combined with prolonged loneliness, basically.
Mm. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I think like delayed milestones, it's kind of hard not to point to some like mental thing though, not just autism, but like maybe like ADHD or something like that. But like if that makes sense, because it's not normal to miss certain things if you're like
Well,
a normal,
it just
have a normal brain.
depends. Like if you miss certain things, that doesn't like it. Let's say you miss going to high school dances and you miss, really like interacting with girls your age or stuff like that. That doesn't necessarily mean you were like too low in hib to do it. Like there is a phenomenon that's referred to as circumstance seldom. Like there are circumstance cells. I know because I am one. If things had played out differently, I probably wouldn't have, ended up, inexperienced, with women and just permanently unselected. Because like I wanted to go to the school dances, I wanted to do these things. I had the gumption to do them, to participate in them. The issue was I didn't have a Foyd picking me. So if no Foyd is picking you, I don't see the needle moving forward. Like if it's just a fundamental issue.
Yeah. With me, I actually do have a diagnosis of autism, so that kind of explains why I am. Dude, like I didn't even start thinking about dating until I was like 2021 or years old. So that kind of like delayed milestones kind of ingrained in me. So things just come later for me personally. But I know that's not the case for most guys. So I'm kind of fucked in that regard. Yeah.
That's crazy. 2021. I remember being in 7th grade, like just barely turned 13, and somewhere right around there is when I started, being quite attracted to the opposite sex, and I'd have abstract thoughts, on that extent from like those urges they have at that age, or when those urges first, have their onset.
Yeah,
But,
I was attracted to women, but I didn't think about going on dates or like sleeping around. That didn't pop up until like my 20s. So
that's crazy. I was I was trying. I think the first time I directly asked a girl out, more or less, I don't know, I think it was 15, somewhere right around there, and I got shot down, and I mean, it may sound silly to like have this big reaction over one rejection, but I mean it really does. It really does kind of fuck you up.
yeah,
And normies love saying, well, it's not a big deal, it's just one rejection. Yeah, okay, but like one rejection wouldn't be a big deal if you had, real success, continued success, and then the one rejection came up, then it wouldn't matter. But if you're like a kid and you're already sort of behind socially, you're not properly integrated, then you get rejected, it totally crushes whatever willpower and confidence you had, to make that initial approach and ask the girl. Like, so when that happened to me, like I didn't have it in me to ask to do that again for like 2 to 3, about 2 years. And then I did it again, and the same result happened. She basically friend zoned me, more or less, and Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and looking back on it, these girls were not all that. They were
Yeah.
not all that in looks, and they were not all that in personality or social status. I
Oh
did
yeah.
not aim very high.
Well, that's part of realizing that. It's not even that I was really denied anything. It's just that what I wanted didn't exist. I wasn't really attracted to really anybody, let alone these women that my friends at the time were willing to betray each other for. And most of the people around here, they're not bagging women and getting laid all the time. They're masturbating and being alone most of the time, and they try to shack up with a single mother who's also passing between 20 men, and they probably know one woman from that they met from 15 years ago or something, and that's all they got. And it's not a real relationship. It's just like a fling. Like you get
Yeah.
together after a couple of months or many years, and then fuck, and that's it. It's like what's good about that?
In my eyes, I wouldn't say it's good. At the most, it felt good momentarily, but the whole thing was just, it was very short lived and superficial. So I don't really see it as a form of ascending to get a hookup here or there, or to even have many hookups. I think the premise of a hookup or a one night stand is not really a marker of success, really. That may sound retarded to people in this space because so many of them just think, oh, hey, if a void is willing to have sex with you, it means you have it made in the shade. And that's just very shallow thinking.
I think you're right on that.
It's very, very shallow. And the manosphere is full of these morons who think that the physical validation, even if it's paid for and totally fake, they think that that is somehow, I don't know, a magical check mark floating above your head, and it isn't. It's like, no, you're either, if you're paying for it, you're honestly a loser.
Well,
And if you're not paying for it, but it's cheap and short-lived, and it's contingent on superficial matters, then okay, you're not necessarily a loser, but you're like a mildly amusing shiny trinket in the eyes of those voids.
you know why I paid for it? Because I
You
didn't
go to prosties?
well, an escort technically, but yeah, about a couple years ago. I didn't want to get beat by Charles Bukowski and losing his virginity. That's basically why.
See, I look at that. I'm like, I could have, if I spent money on a prostitute, I'd be thinking after, like, I shouldn't have done that because I would have that money for food.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I'd have that money for food. I'd have that money to buy something cool that would actually serve me more than just throwaway meaningless sex, because throwaway meaningless sex has very little utility. It's just a biochemical, like, you feel good, your body feels good for a short time, but it's nothing more than that.
Well, I mean, if you want to go to if you want to go to Vegas and like buy some like escorts or something like that, go right ahead. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
I think you need the experience of sex or just masturbation release, once in a while to make yourself mentally well. I thought sex is more of a curiosity, and a lot of us loners get kind of like in this mode of why not? But like if you're addicted to it, then it's a whole different circumstance, I guess. It's
Yeah,
one thing to want to, receive like mental relief and to experience love, even though it's fake, and to be addicted to sex. I think there's a difference between the two. So
there there is there is.
I'm not like sex positive, but I'm not anti-sex either. I think it's
I
healthy for the mental brain. And if you can't get sex, at least masturbation can help.
I mean, I would rather masturbate than have sex at this point. Like, especially with most of the people that I've seen in real life, I wouldn't feel good about that at all. I would feel bad. Even if I went that far and I came, I would have so much guilt and regret, like immediately.
Oh, so would I. I can't rationalize, or justify having sex with some girl, like, unless she is, like a life partner and she's genuinely attracted to me and wants to be with me in the long term. Like, if those things aren't part of the deal, then I find it hard to even want the sex.
Wait, do you still have your V card, Mr. Excess Mail?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I haven't had sex, but I'm not completely in the dark. I know what it's like to touch a girl. I know what it's like for a girl to touch you. I know what it's like to kiss a girl. I know what boobs feel like. But that's about it. I haven't been on a date, no girlfriend, no sex. Yeah.
I've been on a couple of dates, but nothing happened. That's basically the extent of my experience.
Yeah, if a girl, I learned at age 17 that, like, if the interest is real, then there really won't be any need for a date or any of those extra steps or jumping through hoops. Like, if a girl is into you, not only will she initiate, but there won't be like much beating around the bush. Like, I've seen that in other people's, lives. That happened to me once upon a time, believe it or not. Like, the girl really did just force herself onto me physically. Like, it really kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't really much build up to it.
Yeah, actually, same. Several times.
Yeah. But this is not a humble brag, by the way, because this girl was not attractive. She was a mutt. She's part Mexican, part Native American, part black, and part Slavic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Wolf likes. I do too.
Yeah, Wolf only likes black.
Yeah.
Well, what's weird is, like, she doesn't, because she's so mixed, she doesn't really look like anything. She doesn't look like any of the major groups. If I showed you her,
that's the point. If she doesn't look like anything, I mean, she doesn't look like a gray alien. I mean, she has to have some mixture of all those groups to make her look like what she look like, bro.
she didn't. Well, so her hair was actually a little similar to, like, what you see with black women, but not as like tough and nappy, but a little similar in texture. Her skin was, I mean, kind of uncanny. Like, it's almost like gray. Has like a sickly complexion. Her eyes were dark. Her nose was awkward.
Yeah, well,
Just a very strange looking person. I mean, what else would she look like? You consider the genetic recombination.
Was she hot?
No,
Was
fuck no.
you said
I would probably find her hot.
I think the point is that she was not really attractive, and she kind of forced herself onto him, so it wasn't really Wasn't really something he wanted or can brag about.
Oh yeah, it's pretty shameful. Like I shouldn't have gone over to her house and gone to that little shindig that she and her sister had going on. Like I shouldn't have done that. Like it would have been better to just not have met her or any of that stuff. It would have been better to just remain kissless and touchless. That sounds absurd
And like,
to people, but that's actually the truth because interacting with her had pretty severe consequences for me. Similar to like what Western Decline went through, except for like what he went through was far more serious. I
Well,
didn't get into that legal
Western
trouble.
Decline, he got into legal trouble for stalking underage girl, or is that like a bad rumor? Because he said on his live stream that they got him with the 17.999 age gap or something. I don't know what it was, but and then
Well, he wasn't stalking her. I mean, she was initiating things with him and, giving those IOIs, and she was
yeah.
technically able to give consent because that's how the law works in Alberta, Canada. Now, what happened between me and this girl was a little similar. Not quite the same, but like I just so she out of nowhere, she escalates things to this physical little fling. This was during the summer between school years, and then she just sort of drops off. She doesn't text me or anything like that. And then the school year resumes, and we have a few classes together. We interact, but she kind of acts totally different. And she doesn't really talk about what happened, over the summer. I thought it was really, really strange. It was very confusing. I didn't really get it. So I, like a blue-pilled retard, I wrote her a fucking letter, expressing basically what I want out of life with the opposite sex, and that I'm more of a romantic person than like a physical person, and I didn't understand why she just sort of put it on ice out of nowhere without any warning. And I apologized, sort of, which is really cucked. I kind of apologized in the letter, assuming that I did or said something to offend her or give her cold feet. It was a pretty harmless thing, you would assume, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
And me sending her that letter really just, I mean, that opened up a can of worms. Like, that was such a bad idea. Not only did it irritate her, but she claimed to be creeped out, and she made it sound like she was being harassed by me. Her parents got involved and co-signed all of her stupid bullshit. And then her parents took it to our high school's counselor or principal. And out of nowhere, I get called down to my counselor's office, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is this about? This is really strange. And I walk in there and I see the fucking letter on her desk, and she just looks up at me and she goes, "No more, okay?" And I was like, "Is there a problem?" She's like, yeah, you're 18 and she's 17, and you wrote her a love letter, basically. You're in some serious trouble." And so, like, fucking, I start sweating.
That sounds
and,
like a load of bullshit. That is
Yeah, that's
absolute
bullshit.
fucking bullshit. Like, honestly, there's an age gap, I think, in the law. Like, an 18-year-old girl does not get arrested for having sex with a 17-year-old boy. That is just fucking retarded.
Well, no sex was had, and like
And you're in
a
big
huge
trouble.
issue. A huge issue with what the girl, the stupid cunt, and her parents were saying was the fact that like they were omitting the social context around why I wrote the letter or any of that stuff, because they made it sound like I, out of the blue, wrote this letter to the girl. Like they completely omitted the fact that the girl had actually expressed interest in me, invited me to her house, and then forced herself physically onto me later that evening. They omitted all of that. They didn't bring up any of that. They recharacterized it on at the drop of a hat and basically said to the school authorities, oh yeah, this 18-year-old is trying to get into the pants or woo our underage girl. Like that's basically what they were doing, and it was false. Like that's largely a false story. You can't characterize it like that when the girl initiated things, and at a time where I was also under 18 by the time that happened.
Oh, so you
I
did it when underage? Then that's fine. Like, and you were gonna get in trouble for that? What the fuck? Well, what happened? Did you?
Socially I was in some serious trouble. So the counselor tells me to just like back off and to not communicate with her ever again. And I said, yeah, I can do that. Easy enough. It's not like she and I were really talking every day. We had different social circles. But her dad, out of nowhere, maybe like a week later, he sends me a text message saying, I understand that you just turned 18 and you don't realize that you're an adult yet, but you are an adult. And since I'm such a nice guy, I'm not going to press charges. But if you do anything like that ever again, I will make sure that you go to jail.
Jesus Christ.
So I didn't respond to him because responding to something like that just gives them ammo to hate you even more. So I didn't respond to the guy and never interacted with that stupid cunt ever again. And that was actually easy to do because she ended up transferring to a different high school about 3 months later into the school year. So it never came up. It wasn't an issue. And yeah, man, it could have gotten sketchy. I mean, I dodged a bullet. Compared to Western Decline, I dodged a bullet. I still got into some trouble, and it was traumatic and it was confusing as a blue-pilled teenager because you're being lied to from like the age of 5, watching these Disney films that basically are they're propagating this idea that all women want is sensitivity and selflessness and a gentlemanly demeanor and romance. Well, that in romance, like that's a crock of shit. It's totally fake and gay. That's not the world we're living in. Not at all. That's the only reason I did what I did, is because I thought that was the correct response. A girl shuts down on you out of nowhere. Yeah, a blue-pilled man blames himself. And then he tries to suck up to her in some way. It's really pathetic and it's really shameful, and I regret doing it, and it's something that I refuse to ever do again. I learned my lesson. I'm not doing that ever again. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not a fucking fool who doesn't learn from these, these harsh reactions.
Oh, no, I asked a Floyd out like one time when I was 17, and she said, "I'll give her this." Like, she didn't say like, "Oh, get away from me, you sub-5 incel freak." She was like, "Oh no, I'm not interested." But I appreciate the confidence. And I was just like, "That's it. I'm going to be a true self forever," and just didn't bother asking out Floyd until I got very obvious IOIs.
Yeah, I just kind of witnessed shittiness. I didn't really participate in it.
I don't know. I had gotten like so much shit from other people growing up, like in bullying from like other males and shit like that. Like I was getting jumped bi-weekly since kindergarten by other guys in school, so it was like, alright. And like the type of guys that would jump you were the type of guys that were getting void, so I was like, alright, yeah. I was basically like pro TFD by the time I was like 10 years old.
Based. Did better than me. It took me
Well, even
a long time.
But even then, I was kind of like a late bloomer in terms of pursuing Foids and that. I didn't even really care about Foids till I was almost 18. Like 17 and a half is when I started to care. I was like, alright, I'll shoot my shots, and then I got turned down. I was like, alright, well, I'll just go home and play Rainbow Six Siege or something.
Yeah, you're better off. You're better off, that's for sure. Doing that, but you know what's crazy? About a year-ish ago, I actually saw in person the girl. Let's just say that she
Hasn't
has
aged
not
well.
aged well. Yeah, she's not aged well. She's botched to hell and back. She has like these really tacky injections and fake eyebrows, and it looks like she may have had some serious insecurity about her unusual skin tone, because like she had a uniform Dorito colored fake tan head to toe.
I know I've snooped around on like Facebook or Instagram for just see like some like people from my high school where they are now at 26 years old, and some of these voids get mogged by the. Remember the episode of South Park where Britney Spears blew her face off with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Like they get mogged by fucking Britney Spears with her face blown off by a 12 gauge.
Brutal.
Like it would actually be aesthetic. This could cause Fepos, but like it would be aesthetic improvement to have like their shit blown smooth off by a 12 gauge point blank. Like.
Yeah,
And
wow.
One of them was like this white Floyd I knew. She joined like a gang and was in jail. And I saw the mug shot on Mobile Patrol, and she has like a fucking face tattoo.
Gross.
Yeah.
Good God.
Well, in my area, it's like this is basically my area. Like the average person in my area, it's like, oh yeah, I went to learn how to be a diesel mechanic. Then I got hooked on dope. Oh yeah, I went and learned how to be an HVAC guy. Then I got hooked on dope. Oh yeah, I went to like be a farmer. Then I got hooked on dope. Like,
Good God.
like
But
pretty
you just
much
went to school
everybody in
with a
my
bunch
area
of
is some
drug
sort of.
addicts. So you just are surrounded by
Everybody,
drug addicts.
pretty much everybody. There's a small handful that went to university and got a successful job, but most people like stayed in my area, and they're either drunks or drug addicts or in jail or died from an overdose. Like,
What's that life?
and I'm talking about like the white people. I didn't bother looking up the homies or the Latinx, you know, because the Latinx voids, they get fat and pregnant at 14 years old, you know, and the Latinx guys either wind up in jail or wind up being like a gardener. You know, it's... But yeah, the white people, it's either they're dead from overdose or committed suicide. They're a drug addict. Yeah, that's basically it. They're either dead from overdose or suicide, or they're a drug addict.
There's nothing but a bunch of junkies everywhere you go.
Well, here, if that's also similar to here, and even if they weren't
Yeah, I was about to
drug
say,
addicts,
that's like where I live.
other than being addicted to weed and occasionally doing coke and various other things, they still have miserable lives. They're alone and have no kids, or they're with a single mother and have no kids of their own. And I don't envy that. Like when people,
Well, it seemed... I'm sorry to cut you off, Dax, but in my area, it seems like if you want to succeed in terms of producing a child, just get hooked on dope or meth or pills, whatever.
yeah, have money and have drugs, and you can get blowjobs, I guess.
Well,
Die
there
early.
was this one guy that worked at my job, and he had been he's still married, and like he was married for like 18 years with 5 children, and all he did was work with us and eat sweets all the time. And if he wasn't working with us or eating sweets, he was smoking crack. Like
You said he was
literally.
fat?
No, he wasn't fat, but he always was eating like Snickers bars, honey buns, Reese's, Kit Kats, you know. He was eating sweets, working at the job I work at, and if he wasn't doing one of those 2 things, he was smoking crack.
Well, like I said, like that.
And this is
What?
one of 2 white guys I know of that smoked crack. Like,
Well, it's the crackhead diet. That's why you got to eat all the snacks around him. You wouldn't get fat.
yeah, just
I don't see too many
fucking
fat crackheads. If you
eat
were,
sweets and smoke crack to have a long-term relationship with children. Fucking eat sweets and smoke crack. Like, that's what I've observed works.
the crackhead diet, just take the crack pill, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, just do drugs, be retarded and poor, and you'll get women. Oh,
Just Johnny Mac,
Basically, just
bro.
listen to Dashboard.
oh,
like,
and let's
listen to
do in the
Dashboard
chat.
Breakdown.
No, the white guy that was smoking crack, that was married. It was a white woman he was with. She was a crackhead too. So it's... Oh no, I guess you smoke crack, you find a bitch who smokes crack, and y'all relate on that. Oh no, honestly, I fucking hate drug addicts.
Oh, so do I.
I fucking hate
hate
them,
drug
dude.
addicts, and I hate most stoners. I'd say about 9 out of 10 stoners are just annoying and they're low IQ and
Am I
they're
one of
pushy with their habits.
Am I your
We like
1
you,
out of
Wolf.
10?
You're cool, Wolf.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're not like the typical stoner wolf. Like the high schools I went to had plenty of stoners, and there's definitely a stoner scene here where I'm at, and it overlaps with the snowboarding scene and the downtown like
Are you in
music.
Colorado?
No, I'm not in Colorado,
When
but
I-
I'm very close.
When I
Okay.
think of a stoner, I think of Seth Rogen, and you're not a Seth Rogen, Wolf.
All right. Thank you.
Brent, on the other hand, is a Seth Rogen. No offense.
Not taken.
Even Seth Rogen is more tolerable than the average stoner I have seen around these parts. Like, they're just, I don't know. Like, they're, it's a little hard to describe. Like, they all kind of have the same, they're just very boilerplate from what I can tell. I think they're very NPC-esque, but in a different light from normies who aren't into that.
I guess I can call him a friend because I still talk to him every once in a while and hang out with him a couple times a year. There's a friend of mine in high school and after, and he started smoking weed in 6th grade. His dad was a stoner, and he just steal the pack from his dad. Fucking come to middle school and high school high every day, and then he quit after graduating high school because his girlfriend he had was like, I'm going to break up with you if you don't quit smoking weed. So he quit smoking, and he's been sober ever since for like 8 years now. But you can tell he's not all there. Like, he's kind of retarded because of it. Or like slow. It's a good dude though. But it took a toll on him.
Are you from Appalachia, Celtic Cat?
I'm near it, but I'm not
Is it
in
so-
Appalachia.
Yeah, because I think Dags and Wolf are close there too. I heard that kind of that region's pretty notorious for like drug use and like.
I'm
just
about
bad things and everything.
I'm about a 6-hour drive from Appalachia. Or Appalachia,
Okay.
however you choose to pronounce it.
Are you in
but
the Ozarks? Are you in?
I'm closer to the Ozarks than I am to Appalachia. But
Right.
like in the rural South, like especially like the opium epidemic is just rampant in the rural South. Like everybody's on dope, meth, crack, smoking weed every day. Alcoholism's rampant. Like it's
That's
horrible.
I sometimes feel like I've been smoking weed every day. Sometimes feel like it's like I'm becoming dependent on it. Like I have to take weed in order to not get anxiety and feel normal.
I think you're just addicted to it, Wolf, because like I think you're just addicted to weed. I think you're hooked on it.
Yeah, but it's like I only take like 1 to 2 edibles a day. I never excel towards. The most weed I've ever done was like 4 gummies in one day, and I got sick after that.
Do you think you could go a week straight without doing weed, Wolf?
I will eventually have to.
No edibles, no smoking it, nothing.
Give me like maybe I've done it like a couple of days, and then it was okay, I guess.
Could you go today till next Friday without touching it?
I will probably be drawn to do it anyway.
So
Not
like
really.
I'm not mad at you, Wolf, but like you're addicted to it, dude. Like you're hooked.
I wouldn't say
addiction.
addicted, but it's just sort of like to go like a week without it would suck. Like I don't want to go a week without it.
Yeah. Like I'm not upset at you, Wolf, but like you're kind of giving the normal like weed guy response where it's like it helps me with my anxiety, dude. Like I could quit right now, but it helps my anxiety. Like, you know.
Well, I can stop taking
It's-
weed, but I'm not gonna like it.
You know, it's like I'm not mad at you for it. It's like guys who are hooked on heroin, you know, like they're like, yeah, I could quit right now, but I'll get dope sick, and you know, getting dope sick. I've seen a guy who is dope sick for is not a pleasant thing. Think the flu, but 10 times worse. Like if you're talking about COVID being deadly and awful, you've never seen somebody that's dope sick. Thinking weed doesn't really have this physical addiction aspect to it like dope does or severe alcoholism.
Yeah.
But you have like a habit of doing weed.
Yeah, it's more of a habit, a psychological dependence
Like,
more than anything else.
Yeah, like nicotine. Like, I openly admit I'm addicted to nicotine. I'm a nicotine addict. You take my vape away from me 30 minutes later, like, I got the fucking shakes. Like, you take my nicotine patches away from me, 30 minutes later, I got the shakes. Like, I need it.
Weed helps with depression, right, Wolf?
Yeah.
Well,
Like I feel less horrible about existence when I'm mildly high.
well, like I went through like a 2-year stint where I was smoking, well, I was using weed very often, pretty much every day. And when I was off of it, like I started getting these withdrawals, I was super anxious. But after time, after I quit, it kind of went away. And like weed, same thing with nicotine as well. Where if you start using it, once you get off of it, it spikes your anxiety higher than it was before you ever even started.
Yeah.
So weed is actually making your anxiety worse by doing it, and you grow this dependency on it to bring your anxiety back down to a normal level.
Mm.
So like, if you went say like a month without it, Wolf, you wouldn't be as anxious, I would say.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And if you coupled it with like ecotherapy and you hit it with everything like you really wanted to address it, then I think you'd be fine.
Amazing.
Yeah, but there's this misconception that getting rid of like your substance use will like, get rid of your problems. Like your problems will still remain. But
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's
social ills won't go away, but like I'm just talking about the biochemical state of being a junkie and having to rely on marijuana to feel at ease, like that. That's pretty simple to address.
Like if you want to smoke weed, I don't care. Go do it if you want, but I'll just recommend you don't do it every single day. Maybe like once a week.
Yeah.
If that, yeah,
just
but
for your
it's
own
not-
like mental health and physical health.
Yeah, if I was going to make a recommendation, I would say never smoke it. I would say just avoid all these substances.
And it's kind of similar with alcohol. Like you shouldn't be drinking every day. Maybe excuse once a week.
Yeah, I mean, weed isn't that bad though. I mean, compared to alcohol. I mean, I think alcohol causes a lot more damage to the to your life than marijuana does. Marijuana just makes you a stupid and lazy. Alcohol makes you stupid and kind of.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I've met violent drunks. I never met violent stoners, but like weed can make you be schizophrenic. Like it can cause schizophrenia if you're predisposed to it. It can literally make you retarded.
Yes.
But yeah, alcohol is worse than weed, though. You do admit that. That's why I quit. I my life has gotten better, not because I started smoking weed, but probably because I quit alcohol and replaced it with weed.
Well, there's more like alcohol. There's more like violence that comes from alcohol.
Well, there's also other health problems. I think like my brain was worse off on alcohol than on weed.
Like Wolf, and like I'm saying this because I actually care for you. Like you should probably chill with the weed. So
I agree. I concur with that. I strongly encourage it.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
Is this an intervention?
Try to cut back, Wolf. Maybe starting out. Like I'm not asking you to go cold turkey, never touch again. But maybe try to do like maybe only 2 or 3 days a week you indulge. I'm just saying that for your own sake, Wolf.
Well, I could do this. I could slowly get off it, like, take a day off, then get back on it, and then take 2 days off, get back on it, and do that sort of thing. More like scheduled it.
Yeah, maybe try like weighing yourself off, or you're doing it less often, like because
Microdosing also helps. I mean, but the thing is, one weed gummy a day or 2 weed gummies a day isn't as bad as like it's not like I'm taking a whole pack of edibles, at the same time. I mean, I've did that once, and I was like puking too much in the toilet. I was sick. So I mean, maybe it's microdosing might be a suggestion, and then take a day off and then microdose
and
again.
I've noticed this like talking to you, Wolf, and watching your streams. I was kind of like this on weed too, where like I was more emotional or quick to be upset or angry. I've noticed like
Yeah.
sort of thing with you where you, in middle of stream, I know where you go, I want to die, or like these quick spurts of anger when somebody like interrupts you when you're speaking, or
Yeah, I get annoyed after that, but I mean, I don't know. I need to be a little bit more sound and disciplined with my streams, but I don't know.
yeah, I would just say like chill with the weed for a bit. Maybe don't do it every day would be my recommendation. But I don't hate you, Wolf. I don't have an issue with you. It's just that's for your own sake.
Well, I also drink a lot of coffee too. I mean,
that's also a problem.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, coffee on average is going to have 80 to 90 milligrams per 8 ounces. So if you drink a bunch of cups throughout the day, I mean, that's really not great.
Yeah, but it kind of kills my appetite, and I'm losing weight as a result, and it just kind of helps me feel a little less dependent on food and kind of more engaging with work, I guess. I mean, I really only drink coffee while I'm at work.
Yeah. Well, Wolf, I think you have an addictive personality. Is that fair to say?
My mom was a heavy alcoholic, and I kind of probably take from her a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. Like a Celtic cat, like there are certain guys who really just can't moderate. You either quit cold turkey, or you keep doing it like full blown. So there's no in between. And like there's just guys who can't moderate.
I do believe the addictive personality thing to an extent, because there's a guy I personally know that's a step cousin of mine. He was on meth for 8 years straight, then quit cold turkey one day on his own. He just quit smoking meth. So like, and like he's never done it since. Never had a relapse, none. He's been off of it for 10 years now.
I think it's like a dopamine problem. Once you get hit that gummy or that beer, you want to get more right away. It's like you can't control it. It's like someone's controlling you. That's the way.
But yeah, it makes like like there's like a cliche, but it makes the pain go away. Like you feel good. Like it gets rid of all your anxieties and concerns.
All I know is I take a gummy, I wait like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I feel like elevated and more confident and more at peace with existence around me. Yeah. I'm able to just have a conversation more with people, but then I end up having anxiety attacks, and I do spaz out sometimes. It's a bad habit. Maybe it's just like how I grew up and all that, but yeah, I can see your point, man. I'm mostly a chill guy anyway. It takes a lot for me to be all like neurotic and pissed. Like listening to MGTOW Cowboy for like 9 hours straight, in my streams, it's kind of does get me like.
Oh yeah, no, that'll fuck you up for sure.
Tell him like, dude, you gotta shut the fuck up sometime.
Yeah.
When I have like 10 people on, it's like I have to manage everybody, Yeah.
Well, he just assumes that he's the smartest person in the room every time he pops into your streams. That seems to be the dynamic.
And he's been proven wrong repeatedly and doesn't learn from it.
Yeah.
I actually like the guy. Like he's okay to talk to, even though.
What do you mean, like, as in you like to laugh at him, not with
No,
him?
like he's actually good. Besides like some of the stuff he says about like jobs and shit, like if you actually talk to him, he's actually okay to like talk to. And he's he does have a weird positivity about him, which I do think is kind of lacking in this community. Like I know it's kind of corny, but that kind of like never give up shit. Like I think is kind of helpful, at least to my opinion.
But his advice is terrible, though. So when someone is saying don't give up or make something out of life, but in the next breath they're telling you to go be a underwater welder, like their entire platform just falls apart, and I don't take them seriously.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have a degree, and I know a couple of guys around, who do have like college education, and we can't find jobs for shit. I know guys who got into trade school, and they're making more money than all of us. So
yeah,
right. So hey, I guess that's where it started from. Yeah,
it's outdated advice, though. It's not like, as far as I know, like there's a waiting list to get into these institutions, these trade schools. It's tough to find a job. I mean, depending on the area that you're in, the pay really isn't that great.
Yeah, but
when you take into account where we're at economically.
But like recent like university graduates, like including myself, are going through like a really bad time right now. Like it's fucked.
Oh yeah,
it's fucked. Like
for sure, but like I think that's just normal, though. I think the majority is not having a good time, no matter the field or the level of higher education. I think that's just normal, for more and more people, and the unemployable class only becomes larger and larger. It never goes down; it only becomes bigger.
Just like the mental feeling of being like a bum with a degree, while you're sat at home in like shitty clothes with a beer in your hand is like, ugh.
Yeah, well, welcome to the West. That's what Western society has allowed and co-signed. You do all these things. You try to be a responsible guy, get your degree, do X, Y, and Z, and you get fuck all in return.
Like, people who think that MGTOW Cowboy has a positive message, like, do you watch commercials recreationally because it makes you feel good? Like how they smile and have the solution to your problems, which is their product? Like, do you think that's good for us?
MGTOW Cowboy is only valuable insofar as he lets you know what the absolute worst possible take on anything is. Just take the opposite take of a MGTOW Cowboy, and you're gonna be right.
I mean, yes. On literally anything, like, because I still remember when he said that like seeds choose to become flowers. Like he's not even right on any level of existence. Period.
Well, it's like saying you chose to be conceived and born.
He would say that. He said that if you lose a coin flip, it's because you're the inferior person.
Right. It's just, dude, it's so fucking dumb.
Well, then again, he also said Jews, Freemasons, and Jesuits were good because they're rich.
Yeah, great logic there.
And of course, the all-famous white people deserve to be replaced because they won't get off their phone.
Yeah, like, why does that message need to be in these circles? I'm pretty sure
it's not positive.
Like we're here because that's what the outside world is. Like, what are you getting? What are you getting away from if that's what you want? Is it like just get off your computer, go outside? That's what the world is. What he's saying? Like, what's the problem?
Even though I'm fat, brown, and Catholic, man, I'm actually a wasp. You gringos, y'all actually deserve to be replaced, man.
I mean,
you gringos need us to replace you, man, because you actually wasps, man.
He's a Catholic wasp that rejects the authority of the Pope and worships science.
Yeah.
He's brown too.
I'm gonna live forever using nanobots, son.
He's a quote-unquote MGTOW, even though he's gynocentric and worships pussy and is hooked up with a prostitute. Like,
and her mud shark daughter that he convinced to not abort her second mud man child.
Yeah, so the whole MGTOW thing, that's just a misnomer. That doesn't define how he lives life at all. There's nothing
Have you guys seen
MGTOW
his?
about any of it.
Have you seen his physique?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I see what he looks
he's,
like.
He's a rolling.
he's a doughy bowling ball cell.
I
He looks
posted
like
both
he's
Slumbers.
20 months pregnant, dude. Like,
I posted in both Slumber server, and he asked me to like give him the motivation to like lose weight. I think he's like 320 pounds at like 5'10", which is like
Yeah,
I think he
you gotta
has
lose weight,
a,
dude.
honestly, I think he has a humiliation fetish because he would post some pics of himself. He's like, "All right, guys, make fun of me so I lose weight."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was telling.
And like, he doesn't get mad when like we call him like a fat retard.
Hey, man, all y'all guys who hate me, man, y'all just like drug addicted socialists, man.
Oh, he started getting actually pissed off when I said he emulates Jeffrey Epstein and thinks the age of consent is socialism. He started getting actually mad. I get at
Mr.
him.
Daggers, man, you're just like full of hate, man.
I bet that's his supposed to use this. You're full of hate.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
who is it? Why would you not be at the
Well,
state
yeah.
of the world?
Oh yeah, of course. That's a fair response. I mean, if you don't have hate or animosity, then something's seriously wrong with you.
Well, I'm going to when the thing happens. I'm going to send one of my PMC death squads to his house 5 minutes away from the major airport in Chicago. Tell him look for a fat Mexican that's named Joe.
Yeah, he kind of gave away his position in the most specific way possible.
I think he's pretty white though. Like he's very white passing.
He's definitely bleached. Yeah, I mean he's not super brown. Like he's just. Ugh. Well, he's
I mean, I'm
mixed.
probably
Just
browner than he is.
boomer.
Well, here's the thing. Even if like they have lighter skin, like a white person, they still have like there's a very specific way that Latinx accumulate fat on their body. Like that they don't get any fat on their arms and legs. It all goes to their stomach and chest. So they look like a pregnant woman. Like it's very odd the way their fat distributes across their body.
That's the indigenous blood in them, I think.
So like even if you like showed like I've seen the pictures of him, he didn't show his face, even though he face doxed himself on Steve Hoka. But
Yes, accidental.
I know of that, but I didn't see his face. But
Yeah.
just
it was
looking at
too
his
dark to
body,
see.
you can tell that's a Latinx physiognomy. It's like blacks have a very specific way of distributing fat amongst their body. Like it goes to their legs first, then their gut and chest.
It's on his gut though, mostly. Like, oof.
Yeah, like he looks like he's 20 months pregnant, dude. Like,
And by the way, he wants us to talk about us that way. Like, he wants us to like insult him and shit. So like, I got no qualms like fucking talking about it. Hopefully he's
That's
listening.
why I
to
had
this.
my burst of rage at him a couple of times. Like he doesn't even care.
No, I've attacked him enough times. I know how to actually attack him now. I know how to actually piss him off.
I wonder how many times he's been to Epstein Island. MGTOW Cowboy, would you care to explain me why there's a name Joe Consuela on the Epstein files?
Well,
Oh,
what I
no,
would
his
say to
last
that
name.
is, here's a quote from General Patton.
Yeah. Here, let me give you an example.
Yeah, fucking him and his goddamn examples.
Well, like, I remember I kept asking about National Social. He's like, well, let me give you a quote by George Patton. He says, I'm like, yeah, that's what Patton had to say about it. What about you? He goes, well, let me give you an example. I'm like, I don't want an example. What's your opinion? Is it good or bad? You agree or disagree? Then he was just like, white people deserve to be replaced because they won't get off their phone. It's like, alright, dude.
No, I mean, white people are getting replaced, but like, it's not really the phone. I don't think.
So my father. Did you guys know? Let me give you an example. My father used to eat a whole bunch of maize, and all that cornstarch went to his gut. And he used that gut to keep us warm during the winter in Chicago.
What the fuck, dude? That is painting such a disturbing picture in my mind.
That
Well,
we obviously still in the
guys,
system.
it's me, Swallow Gonzalo, and like, I don't know, like, I mean, like the transgender men I would date, they kept me pretty warm with their gut, but like, do you just want to like sniff your sister's panties, guys?
I,
No,
He
he's a
says
nice
it in a very
guy.
relaxing way, like it's just like it's normal to him. He's definitely in the gooner status. Like, I mean, I can be a creep sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I don't know. There's just a limit, you know.
does anybody else have like a problem staying hard when you smell poop?
Yeah. Well, it's like Wolf, like you're attracted to Shibuns because I'm sorry for saying that, your stream tags, but like you're attracted to Wakandan queens, you know, because that's what you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Hollow gets with them because like that's like the only source to put his thingy in.
So it's more of a desperation sort of thing of wanting sex.
Yeah, like you're sincere in your attraction to the Nubian queen.
Of course.
He's just like a freak where it's just like it doesn't matter what race, like the example I gave before earlier, like the tree with the female reproductive organ shaped hole he would put his thingy in.
Mm.
So it's you're not a goon girl, Wolf.
I mean, sheer sexual preferences alone does not matter if you're able to like balance it. Like I said, I wrote in my Space Pirates book, the main character finds out one of the guys likes to go into simulations, pretend to be a little girl, and get railed. And then he basically talked to the others about it, and they said, "Listen, as long as you like keep that in virtual reality and you do your job, and are a degenerate in real life, that's then whatever."
Me, honestly, I'm just more of like, don't ask, don't tell. I don't want to know what kind of freak shit you do, dude.
Yeah, that's the best policy to have, really.
And I'm not gonna ask you if you do some freak shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah, naturally.
people want to. I feel like sometimes people want to talk about it because it's like taboo, and it's like a way to be measured, to like talk to another person and see what they think of you, to like find out what you are.
Now there's some people that put it in your face, but you may have to interact them to get something. Like I used to watch stuff on like building gun parts kits, like AK parts kits or FAL parts kits on YouTube. And there's this channel called BFG Movies, and it was this grown man that would dress up as like a woman or a maid and shit, and had all these tools of like properly drilling out or stamping AK receivers and properly assembling the parts and stuff. And that was like the only good channel on YouTube how to do this. It's like, okay, do I use like this drill and jig setup, or do I watch this channel of like this hillbilly? He's like, oh, I just take the ball peen hammer and I smash the barrel into the receiver with this. Like, I think we'll go with the transvestite instructions on this dude. But I don't know, I'm kind of just like, you do you, just don't tell me about it or put it in my face.
Yeah, like I can see why some
Go ahead.
people talk about it. Like I said, to express themselves, but I mean, I've gotten that all out of me. Like, I'm pretty much done. I know what everybody thinks of everything. It doesn't really. That's something I need to discuss.
Some OGs in the chat bringing up critters. Like critters wouldn't have been that bad if he just like kept a lot of his sexual things to himself. To be honest, like, hey guys, I'm with a troon, hee hee ha ha, but. Yeah, I just can't get down with that.
Yeah, it's just. It kind of exhibits a very low amount of self knowledge, I guess. That
Well,
you need to express yourself in this way that people obviously don't care about.
well, they want you to vindicate like their degeneracy.
Yeah, and they kind of want to test the waters too, and they don't really have other methods of expression. So, like when you have nothing to offer, you just kind of start self-flagellating. You start sacrificing yourself because your body is all you have to offer.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like these guys just have like these very disgusting or sick things they're into, and it's like it's one thing if like you're into that and you just don't say anything about that to anybody versus trying to like push on everybody, be like, hey, you gotta accept it. I know, which even if I found out somebody's a zesty cell now, like they gotta go. I can't have them in my server at least.
If they're, yeah, especially if they're like invasive about it, like you find out that they DM people and they do all this shit. That's not even just sexual preference. It just demonstrates they're like a degenerate, like a social
Yeah, because like
degenerate.
I was kind of like loose with these people before, where it's like I find out they're like a zesty cell, and like I let them go with it, you know, and like they're not too pressing about it, then all of a sudden they start posting like showed up, pornography, all that shit, and it's like, all right, yeah, you gotta go.
No, that is why there should be a solid no porn policy. Because you post your own porn and then people post their porn, which could be anything. Could be like pedophilia and whatever shit.
You don't post it?
Yeah, like if you post in my server, you just get banned.
I
Like, you're
know.
gone.
I know. There's already plenty. There's literally porn spaces to talk about porn. You don't need to infest it everywhere else with it.
Yeah, guy in the chat says, What's the panel's opinion on the Chud the Builder situation? Did you see that? Do you know who Chud the Builder is, Dax?
No, I know that. I know of the situation. I have not looked into it at all because these things just happen all the time.
I saw his stream once on like
Yeah,
pill.live or whatever that site is called.
I have no
yeah,
idea. Who
he was like this Gypsy Crusader-esque guy who would go
Yeah.
out in public and do IRL streams to call homies in-laws to their face, watch them rage out. And he went to court for something and got out the courthouse, and a homie punched him in the back of the head, and Chud the Builder pulled a gun out and shot him. I don't know if the homie's alive or not. The homie was in the hospital, and Chud the Builder hasn't been charged yet, as far as I know. But honestly, I think they're going to try and charge him, in my opinion. But if he gets off, it could be a George Floyd situation.
I think we're done with riots, honestly. I think that's... I honestly think that's in the past. Like, the Black Lives Matter riots were the end of it.
Well, I know Dismal, he thinks big ZOG is going to try to win people over by turning on homies and acting T-D upon them.
Well, they won't physically do anything, but they are already employing, racist rhetoric that is that's Z approved.
Yep. Well, the thing is, there's no race that really appreciates the culture that homies bring to their societies. And oh shit. But they are a target where they're only really allowed to be in the position they are by Big Z.
Well, even then, it's not like they can just remove them whenever they feel like it. It's just that it's going to be a continuation of what's happening now with Z-approved racism, where it's, they blame trans people, homeless people, black people, Mexicans, Somalians, whatever group. The reason everything sucks is because of this or that group, whatever week. They're already doing that, and that's what they'll do. They'll basically just try to appear based by being racist and fear-mongering and scapegoating. That's already happening, and that's what's going to happen. But no, genocide or anything. That's hyperbolic.
Well, yeah, you can only be racist towards groups that Big Z says it's okay to be racist against, homies and Muslims being the two primary examples. Now, of course, I'm not a fan of homies and muzzies, but
I'm not absolving them of whatever, but you have to be very self-aware and precise about, if you consider yourself right-wing, the things around you that call themselves right-wing and are actually, the Z's and the capitalists just scapegoating groups to distract you, to give people that rush of emotion. Look, here's the enemy, we're attacking them, and then you vote for the next rotation of corruption. That's just reality.
Most the far rightoids you see on Zitter, and I kind of had a video about this where they're against gay race communism, but they themselves are gay race capitalists.
Yes, they are. Well, the capitalist system in general is racist to drum up support and distract the masses, and then they switch to anti-racism to import cheap labor at taxpayer expense. They do both. They're hitting us from both sides.
Real Oni, I'm so racist, I call white people the N-word IRL. That's facts.
If this was
Or
a
hell, like, if a Foyd makes you mad, just call them the N-word, even if they're white. Like, call a white Foyd the N-word. Call them like a male insult. Well, I do like calling the N-word. I've done that for like 3 years now. It's very effective. But you continue, Dags. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I was gonna say, if this was a pirate radio station, the language would be very different. I mean,
It would be.
I'm not saying that like I'm harboring turbo racist beliefs, but I would be very loose with my language, like whenever we do a Rumble stream.
I mean, and on YouTube, like, I'm not expecting to make money off this. I stream as a hobby, so on my stream, I'm just fast and loose with it.
I just do not want to potentially lose other things that I am connected to, so I want to not draw their attention. I want to stream and make a difference this way, but I try. You have to view it like if you tried to go on a stage and do stand up at a theater. Theaters have rules. Like you can't insult the owner or whatever, and that's just the way it is.
I think with convincing people, though, like, it's a very, very small select group of people that can be convinced by an argument and be like, oh, yeah, I might be wrong on this. Maybe they're right. And what you could say, like, these people that you could convince, maybe you just have to swing to elite and the Goyim will follow, because the Normgroid chattel, they just follow whoever has the biggest sword in the room. Or the biggest stick in the room to smack him on the head with.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I talked about that at the start of the stream, where they are pretty much just animals, and the system controls all productive actualization, like all productivity. You have to do it through the system. And then any negativity, you can't negate the system because the system will blacklist you, rob you, kill you, imprison you. So what does the animal do? They negate themselves and each other. Everybody just cannibalizes each other. Like, there's not, you can't do anything really positive. Like, this is something, more positive, which most people can't do. Most people literally lack the level of consciousness to do this. And if you want to have a sense of independence, you have to... All you have is negation, and all you can do is negate, like, people that are vulnerable. People that you perceive as vulnerable.
Oh, the purple man of the Marvel movie, like, snapped his fingy, therefore, like, racism be, like, le bad or something. Women be, like, le heckin' good.
Oh, that's what I see when I go outside. I can't... It's like whenever I go outside, it's disheartening and irritating to see how much of a slave people are to their own whims and urges and these mental chains that Big Z, Big Woman, and a Big Homie has placed upon them. Like, they willingly put themselves in cuffs. They have no desire to wiggle out of them.
Yeah, that's partly why I don't go outside anymore, because I reached the end of people. I've observed how people, when I say the system dominates all positive actualization, that includes speech and how to act. The system's degenerate and doesn't really teach people that other than what makes them a productive slave. So it's like, how do I interact with friends? I just copy the mannerisms from a popular live streamer or some movie or some shit. And that's just, it's just that simple. It's that easy to understand.
Do you guys watch Asmongold? Like,
It's just like, just complete nothing. Just even the way they, I would hear them laugh in a weird way, in a weird forced way, and I, without knowing who the streamer was, I know that they were mimicking a streamer. Like if they laugh something like like something like that, just out of nowhere, I know that they're lifting that from somewhere.
like,
I know that there's some fucking streamer out there who is trying to create a brand, and part of it is like a unique way of laughter because he doesn't have another way to distinguish himself. So he has to like commodify these basic aspects of life.
I think the best way to determine if somebody's like chattel or not is to put them in solitary confinement for a week. Anyway, I think most people are just loosh farmers, in that like they come around to feed off your, like cause you to feel negative emotion, then feed off of it like a energy vampire, and then they just mirror whoever's the most effective loosh farmer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is they have nothing. There's nothing for them to actually do in the world except to be negative. And anything productive is like capitalists like social engineering them. Like it's actually kind of insane. It's that it's that simple. Like positive actuality is like out of their reach, or it's in a way that they can be extracted for their labor or their wealth, and they don't have a sense of independence. They're just being like forced into it mindlessly. And then, oh, I finally have my independence. What can I do? Well, I can't attack the system, but I can attack people around me.
But yeah, it's most, you realize like foids are like the average human, and that like foids and the average male aren't really individuals. They're just a mirror of whoever has the most mimetic influence over them directly. Whether that's a streamer, or some sort of influencer, or a high status individual in their area.
Yes,
You see more individuality in like worker ants or bees than you do in the average person.
yeah, that is happening. And like, it used to be that things were smaller scale, like a village, that it kind of worked out. But now it's like the biggest system is like utterly overwhelming, imperceptible, far away, everywhere, and there's just nothing you can do about it.
Well, I gotta hop off now, Dags. I gotta go wake up in the morning, break my legs, then crawl through shards of broken glass on the ground for 8 hours at the wage cage, then break my arms and Go lay in bed and cry myself to sleep as my spine breaks in two.
Standard wage slave experience.
Yeah, and literally the guy from the fucking con artist for that SpongeBob episode selling chocolate was just the accurate depiction of being a wagey. I was born with bones made of glass.
Sounds like the dude from you do mean the con man from SpongeBob,
Yeah, when you're selling
Yeah.
chocolate, he was like, every morning I break my legs, and like in every afternoon I break my arms after cry myself to sleep. And when he falls down the stairs, you hear like the sounds of glass shattering because he says he was born with bones made of glass.
and just in SpongeBob society, all virtue has been subverted as well. You just live in an asshole society.
Well, William Luther Pierce wrote an essay on
William
how,
Luther Pierce,
Yeah, on
chairman
how,
of the National Alliance.
well, he wrote an essay on how SpongeBob is an analog for the destiny of Faustian Europe. If you care for me to recite it to you.
I'm interested.
And go ahead.
Is that
Oh,
real?
dude,
I saw that meme.
dude, it's based off the meme, dude. But upon closer examinations, the Society of Bikini Bottom is an allegory for the destiny of Faustian Europe. It, like, a Squidward represents the Apollonian Aryan male, full of the creator Hyperborean soul and creative solar aristocratic character. But there's a tragic aspect in that the modern Dacanau, that is Krabs run Bikini Bottom, keeps his dreams and will from being fulfilled. SpongeBob represents the Dionysian aspect of Aryan culture in his cheerful, carefree demeanor, yet he is subverted by Semitic crustacean propaganda and is befriended with Patrick, who resembles the introduction of the primitive Negroidic blood that has been injected into the formerly pure white ethnos, where he is this lazy, antisocial drain on society. And Mr. Krabs, as we're all well aware, is a representative of the eternal merchant himself, where not only being a greedy money grubber, in Season 1, Episode 12, he is shown as pushing race mixing upon SpongeBob with his ball-busting whale daughter Pearl. Yeah, I could send the meme to you, Dax, or post it in your server. It is amazing, and like,
Yeah, it is a funny
honestly,
meme.
it's on point. Upon closer examination,
SpongeBob me goy. Money, 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 money.
well, when you look at that meme, then you go watch that show. Like, you can't help but see it. Like, Mr. Krabs has obviously been this Jewish character.
SpongeBob is interesting because there was these memes that went around on social media where a fish guy, a customer, started snapping at Squidward, saying, "Why are you so miserable all the time? You don't think we're miserable?" When in fact, like in the actual show, Bikini Bottom, everyone is an asshole. Everybody like vampirically leeches off of each other. Like, there is no solace. There is basically no community. Everybody just negates each other. Like,
The only episodes of SpongeBob worth watching is the first movie and all the episodes that came out before the first movie, so the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob.
yeah,
I like the episode where Squidward goes back in time and explores different dimensions.
Future. Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching around the same time I assume everyone else did. Whenever it stopped being good, I guess.
Steven Hillenberg, he left after the first movie was made, so
I think he still advised it though, or produced it.
yeah, but like he wasn't really that involved or invested in the show making or writing of the show after the first movie. I like the episode where Squidward eats all his Krabby Patties and goes straight to his hips.
Yeah. Do you guys relate? Do you guys relate to Squidward more as you get older?
Yeah, I definitely relate to him when Mr. Krabs gave him the bill for working at the Krusty Krab, where he charged him $2 for breathing.
Ugh.
That's what they're going to do in the future. Like, companies are going to charge you money to work for them.
No. Yeah, that is absolutely going to happen. You're going to literally
I mean,
pay.
it's kind of happening right now, but
You will pay
it's
for your
definitely gonna
own
be more
training.
explicit.
You'll pay for your own experience. You will literally, because you'll have so little leverage if you don't agree to pay to have experience after you paid for training or education. They'll just get someone else to do it because that's how much you don't matter.
And then you're going to be expected to serve people like Bubble Bass.
And then hopefully
Yeah,
guns
he's
are
going-
still available.
And then he's going to look and go,
Still no pickles.
like, it's... I've met some Bubble Basses in my life.
Oh God.
Plankton is honestly the underrated character. He understands that everybody needs to be enslaved.
Yeah. Unfortunately, William Luther Pierce didn't address the archetype Plankton embodied.
Plankton's like he's kind of like, I don't know the proper literary term, but he's like he's basically like an evil wizard that has I'm trying to think about it abstractly. He's basically he's completely isolated himself with he has all these methods to like externalize himself into the world, but he's completely walled off somehow.
Well, you could argue Plankton represents the Indo-European warrior spirit in that he tries to fight off the Semitic crustacean power structure that controls Bikini Bottom, but the white ethnos of Bikini Bottom will not aid him, therefore he is always trampled upon by COG, crab occupied government.
God, you know what was hilarious? You know the game Toontown? Made by
No,
Disney?
I'm not familiar.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
You play as Toon. Basically, you play as Toons. You live in Toon World that's being invaded by these boring robots, businessmen called cogs. And when me and some people were playing Toontown, we were saying they're the cog occupied government. And was the C stand for? It stands for the cog occupied government.
Yeah, but like, maybe that's what Plankton probably represents, is the Indo-European like warrior aristocratic spirit that's trying to exert its will to power to save Bikini Bottom.
He's basically the Austrian painter of Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
He actually.
Now, what would Larry the lobster be? What is Larry?
Larry's just a mindless Chad. He's like the Scythians that he's like, I got my chariot, I got my opium, I'm going off the cliff.
I've
Like,
never
it's-
seen any episodes with Larry. I've only seen the first couple seasons of SpongeBob.
No, he was in the first couple of seasons. He was like, you know, like I ripped my pants. Calm down, blah 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 blah. And then ripped my pants. Like he was in that episode. Larry was. I don't know. Sandy represents like this boss bitch feministic archetype of Void that's in the West now, obviously.
You know what? Something else notable about Plankton is that he created an idealized like wife out of nowhere. He was able to create a consciousness out of himself pretty much where one didn't exist.
Karen, and like obviously his name Karen, but like his robot wife is like the ideal Void, and that she was always ride or die for Plankton.
She would criticize him and needle him, but he basically invented her to be that way to like reflect on him, to have a consciousness to bounce off of and criticize him. But she also, did what he said, and she became more proactive later. Actually started having a body and shit later. And she was even monogamous too. She was literally like an idealized being that he created that was purely monogamous.
Now, what about Gary the snail? What does Gary represent?
I think he's supposed to be a cat, but they didn't have cats underwater, so a snail is like...
Gary represents like the aristocratic nature of animals that white people have in their societies, because the cat is innately more noble creature than the dog.
I mean, it's not as noble as the wolf, but I see your point, yeah.
Well, if you want to bring wolves to it, you can bring up lions or tigers. The cat equivalent of a wolf.
Okay.
Dogs are just like
dogs are like Goyim.
They have their upsides, like they're dumb and clumsy, but they're like stronger. But cats are very like independent, self-sufficient. They're pretty much perfectly adapted to basically be an animal that can wander onto a human property and change nothing.
Well, it's like H.P. Lovecraft. I could probably go find the quote on my phone if I had the time, but he had a whole dialogue on how cats were more noble than dogs were, and it's just like cats aren't concerned with the doings of these two-legged aliens that they see and interact with, and this is coming from a guy who named his cat N-Word Man.
Anyway, cats care about humans as far as getting something from us, but once that's done with, then they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like cats are like innately individualistic. Like even when you put them in a group, like they kind of do their own things. They're not like they don't operate like a pack like dogs do.
I would actually say it probably has partly something to do with their physiology, how they're more precise and agile. They're more in control of themselves. Like they're able to. I guess like they're able to be more in control of themselves. They're able to control the world more than a dog can. A cat can go exactly where it wants to go and how it wants to go. It can get pretty much anywhere. It can fit through small holes. It's like it can sit somewhere and just observe things and learn.
Cats are kind of autistic, in my opinion. they don't follow the group. They're hard to like get to know, or to get to know you. That's what I've heard apparently, as well.
Also, like dogs can have personality, but I see more. You can say I'm biased just because I'm more of a cat person, but cats seem like they have more personality than dogs do usually.
Yeah, dogs are
Like-
kind of a lot of the same personality.
Yeah, like cats seem like a more unique, realized being or consciousness individual, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they're like. I think it is their physiology that enables them to be more self-sufficient. Like, they don't really need anybody. They can pretty much do whatever they want. They have amazing reflexes that are faster than a snake. They can go anywhere. They can pretty much do anything. So that allows you to like be a pretty independent thing. That's why also crows can be more conscious and independent, because like they can pretty much just do whatever they want. They have time to think and process things.
But then again, too, it's probably not fair to like lump dogs under a group though, and that like if you go off averages, the average cat mogs the average dog. But that's because like you have dog breeds like pugs or Shih Tzus, whatever, you know, like.
Yeah, there's a difference between small dogs
Like-
and big dogs mainly. There's slight differences between breeds, of course. But somebody actually pointed out to me how small dogs are louder and angrier because the way that a dog is, they're kind of clumsier, and with a big dog, you generally respect its space more. With a small dog, you kind of treat it the same as a big dog, except it doesn't have the ability to protect its proximity. So in order to be acknowledged, the small dog will become louder and more aggravated.
And with a cat, even though a cat's small, like if you make a cat mad, it'll fuck you off with those claws. Like they're more apt to defend themselves from you.
Cats are just very good at maneuvering the world, that they can, I guess, internalize the world more. Just like how humans are pretty perfectly designed to be part of this world, to have freedom in it. Like cats also have that. So do birds.
Yeah, like the only cat breed that probably have trouble surviving the wild would be those hairless cats, the Sphinx cats, but they don't
depends
really
on
have
what
an
environment.
issue. And yeah, like if you throw them in a cold environment, they're going to die. But if you throw them out in like a more arid climate or a desert, you know, like they'll probably be better off.
I don't know if Sphinx
I
cats
don't know if they get
are normal.
I don't know if they get sunburn or not. But I think a cat with fur is just gonna have more survival chances than a Sphinx.
Well, apparently that's. I don't think ancient Egyptian cats were exactly like that.
Well, like they call it a Sphinx. That's what the breed is. Like that's not what Egyptian cats were. They would have like short hair, and there's different phenotypes and physiognomies amongst different cat breeds.
Yeah, there's various, like all over the world, there's various small wild cats that are still around that haven't been domesticated. And they still pretty much act like cats, and I assume that with ancient Egyptian cats, you know, they seem to be a more lean, you know, desert survivalist species. But with Sphinx cats and other abominations bred by humans, they were not meant to exist. Like cats with short legs should not exist. Small dogs
like
should not exist.
Munchkin.
A cat, you're depriving a cat of so much by giving it stubby legs. A cat is able to be so free and intelligent because like of its agility.
Yeah, but like your regular average house cat and your regular average dog, if you just threw them out in the wild, the house cat's gonna live a whole lot longer than the dog.
Yeah, cats are perfect at surviving. Like they can live in a house or they can be strays. They don't. It does not matter. Like cats are actually an invasive species. They actually destroy ecosystems because they're like that good at killing everything.
Well, I know they claim like cats have driven 17 species of animals to extinction from people just bringing them around to different places.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that because birds and various things get slaughtered in an area when there's cats around.
But we kind of have to have the cats around because there's rats and mice.
I mean, they can just, even without that, cats basically earned their place. They're pretty much perfectly adapted to us. That aside from coughing up hairballs, like they're pretty much fine. They might
Now,
reproduce too much.
obviously, like they're only there's species in other continents, but like in North America, there's one species I respect, A, because they're like an incel animal species, and two, they carry human civilization upon its back, as a possum. I don't harm possums. I protect possums if I can because they eat ticks. And
Alright.
I'm not a big fan of ticks, so total possum life. We love possums. Marsupials are the ubermensch species.
Oh, speaking of that, Lyme's disease is back in this area, so we can't go into the woods anymore. People are getting Lyme's disease here.
Yeah. With ticks, like, I think to get Lyme disease from a tick has to be on you for 72 hours. But what the big issue is if you're walking through the woods, if you walk into like one of those little pods where a tick lays a bunch of eggs and like you walk into it and you have like hundreds of baby ticks on you that you can barely see.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how it works, but somehow people have been going outside or not going outside. You just somehow maybe the tick got in. People have been getting Lyme's disease here, which when my dad told me about it, how there's like an outbreak of it around here, people getting bit by ticks, I was like, okay, well, I don't go outside anyway, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, like if I see a possum, like I don't hurt it or nothing. Sometimes I pick it up to pet it, but yeah, I let the possums be.
You should just generally not be able to recognize the existence of an animal and not fuck with it if you don't have to.
Yeah. It's just possums, when I come upon them a lot, they'll wind up playing dead, and I'll just pick them up and pet them on the head, you know. Now, like, send them back down, and then sometimes they just run away, and then sometimes they just keep laying there playing dead, and it's like, dude, I see you breathing, like, you're not fooling me.
Yeah, especially.
Just pick up your local possum and chase the local foids in your area with it.
Ooh, an incel animal. Like,
Oh, an animal I wasn't conditioned by culture to like.
Now, one animal I do like not want around is armadillos. That's because of the whole leprosy thing. I know it's like 95% people are immune to leprosy, and you effectively have to live with somebody with leprosy to catch it. Blah blah blah. Leprosy isn't something I'm interested in being around or exposed to. So, yeah, I don't want armadillos around me. But the only time I see them is when they're on the road fucking splattered across the blacktop. Because they got ran over by some hillbilly in his lifted Silverado.
And the average person's a sick fuck that will just... I mean, that's how you can see the average person right there, what they do with a being that is alive but doesn't have legal rights. It's like, oh, I'm gonna run this over, I'm gonna cut it open, I'm gonna fuck it.
Yeah, like if I see an animal on the road, I try to avoid it, even if it's something as little as a squirrel.
Yeah, I do that even with birds. When birds, sometimes they don't fly out of the way fast enough, so I'll slow down.
Yeah. Like, on my dad's property, the only animals I actively kill when I see them is turtles and venomous snakes.
Why turtles?
Turtles, we used to have, it's the same reason why, like, I kill coyotes, is, we used to have, like, ducks and all that, and turtles killed baby ducks, they'll kill the fish in the pond, all that. So, like, me and turtles, we got beef. Venomous snakes is, you just kind of have to kill them when you come across them because they reproduce so quickly, and I don't want, like, water moccasins and copperheads all around my house. Coyotes have killed a cat of mine before, so...
Oh yeah, I'll kill coyote.
Total coyote death. And then I kill hogs too, but hogs is obvious. Like, hogs, like, kill people, man. There's a couple people have been killed by hogs, man. Like, they're legit dangerous.
Yeah, if there's a reason to kill something, by all means, don't hold back. Like, you should kill wild boars or hogs and, like, coyotes. If you have a chicken farm, you have to be killing shit to protect them, because that's basically free meat to local animals.
Yeah.
Well, what about-
also too? We got a neighbor. He has a bunch of livestock. He has a big field where he has a bunch of cattle. So I kill coyotes for him too, because they'll come out there and kill the calves and stuff. So it's a win-win. I get revenge and protect cows for industrial farming. So the cows are chill though, even though they're retarded. They're chill.
I mean, yeah, cows are dumb as hell,
tipping?
but you can tell they're conscious to some degree if you look at them.
Cletus cat, hee hee ha ha. Yeah, I've heard it.
But is cow tipping a thing in your area? You don't just go to.
If somebody tells you they went cow tipping, they're lying.
My cow once. It hurt.
Well, what is cows don't sleep standing up like that. Like, they'll take a short nap standing up, but if you touch that cow, it wakes up.
I'm wondering if cow tipping ever even happened. Cow tipping is an urban legend. It is practically impossible for humans to tip it. Okay, so that was literally a lie perpetuated by media.
Because, like, I've tried to go to cow tipping before, me and a stepnephew of mine, and you're not sneaking up on cows, and the ones that are asleep, they're laying on the ground. And also, too, good luck pushing over a 1,500-pound animal on 4 legs. Good luck.
That's another example I'm going to use of how consensus is retarded. Is that people even thought cow tipping was real? Which I didn't know if it was real or not until now, but it made us think it was real. People just believed that. Like just cause who even told us that? It was just consensus.
If you spent more than 5 minutes around cows, you're like, I'm not pushing this bitch over. Dude.
Like people mostly see cows driving by. Nobody ever stands next to a cow to really understand the absurdity of pushing one over.
Well, people don't realize how dangerous pigs are. Like just domestic pigs are very dangerous animals to be around. Because if you say like have 30 of them in a group crowded together and you get in the middle of them, there will be so much heat from that you can pass out, and if you pass out in a group of pigs, they'll just start eating you.
Well, that's why you put them in a pen and you make sure that only feds fall into the pen unconscious.
Yes, correct. Like pigs are very dangerous, and you have an 800-pound pig and it isn't very happy or appreciative of your presence. They can hurt you pretty bad. You respect the animals that you're around. If they're dangerous animals that can cause issues for you, or animals that you own and care about or whatever, deal with them accordingly, but try to respect them, because the animal isn't retarded. Usually the average animal is smarter than the average person.
See, this is what I mean by like everything has like a spirit and a consciousness. Is that there's like biology and stuff in the world that feeds you information that molds you psychologically, but there's still like that center of being that we all are that is there, and that is dangerous, and that is something you should consider that it's there. Like that thing is a being that is making decisions and determining reality. Like that's not something to sneeze at.
Yeah. Well, I actually gotta get going now, Dex, but thanks for having me on. I'll see you guys.
It's always a good time.
Yeah, chat.
I mean, I'll probably also stop in a couple minutes. Because I was gonna either watch something, play something, or work on
Are you
something.
gonna go on? Are you gonna go live on your gaming channel or no? Just
If I decide to play a game, I might not. I kind of want to. I'm proofreading and doing the audiobook for my next book I'm about to publish.
I can't wait to buy that.
It's just I have to read like it's like 250 pages, so it's gonna take a while. I'm hoping it's not gonna take longer than a week. Hopefully it'll be done, and I'll upload like a preview. I'll upload like segments from it. Like I'll upload like the segment that talks about individualism or consensus. Like even while I'm proofreading, I keep adding shit to it because there's too many things to say. Just goes on forever.
Will you be on Celtic Cat stream tomorrow night?
I might be for a bit,
All right.
depending what,
Awesome.
depending what happens.
Depending if he streams or not.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't.
If he doesn't stream, I will definitely be streaming myself.
Before I join a stream, I'll listen in on the stream first. And if people are talking about like race and anthropology and women and stuff, I probably won't join.
Yeah, that gets a little repetitive after a while.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick of those topics.
Like that even happened a bit on this stream. Whatever, I was talking
Especially
about.
when Celtic comes.
I was explaining consciousness and self-consciousness at the beginning, and then after that was whatever. It's so good. Like these streams have been helped. Like any of these streams, not just mine, but yours and Celtic Cats. It's helped me come up with things to talk about, like good examples and lessons. Like talking to Zog Tao, Soy Boy. He gave me a lot to think about in regards to individualism and all the stupid shit they say. So that was good that happened. Like my section on individualism is pretty fucking long. It's like 10 pages just talking about how individualists are retards. And also I like to use my air conditioner. I have to decide between having a cold room or joining a stream.
I'm just trying to stay careful with my channel. You know, I think it will probably end up being taken down. So, added a couple of new channels. You know, you can easily find them.
Yeah, I subscribe to all of them.
Awesome. Thank you. Wolf Sleeper Cell is also one that I pretty much will be probably the official channel, but it would just be my own. Like, I will not stream on it, and I'll just use that as a way to connect my other streams in case they get taken down, the other channels.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do Hell by the Dashboard Light thing, where if it's like a stream like this with people talking, I will just take it down and upload it on Rumble and Odyssey.
Yeah, people can't stop spurging out and saying stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
Like that one guy, Mindflayer, he comes on, he just says like edgy bullshit every fucking time, like no self-control. Either way, I'm gonna stop now, but thanks for coming on, Wolf. Hope things get better on your end.
Appreciate it, man. Same with you. You take care now.
Later. And Brent, later.
Later, Jax.